stations. If private people did not take their private money to set up media organizations, our democracy would have collapsed. Yeah. So when we talk about building private sector, so somebody, Zoom Lion,
when you say our democracy would have collapsed, are you saying we would have gone back to military?
We wouldn't have had the second opinion that frightened those who wanted to derail our democracy.
So there would have been a democracy, but it would have been skewed one way.
No, we wouldn't have had it because the
friend of Papa boy. I'm going to this school. Now, I'm like a crane, the free woman. She said, "What you so much?" I say, "Mama, Oban, over catch a cocoa niddy. Yadi, I better so that. Never for the brain. By a mutunya, what so? I must say, I might be you sue a ha. He said, "No, I know the child. Yamaman with the Shankolani school." Say, then, why are near Matroka? What's me and Yada? I could to play me and sats and I knew me Ibrahim Mamma. It's me, I want him in a hand. Say, free at the cross of cocoa on 1 2. Now, my queer 14 show no more hard than me and Casama Bank out for Sababu play. Or Pim so bet you are for Madame.
Memetoko Messiah Quiani. Na cocoa to yam, now my name is Brack of Yankee. Yakwaji overdraft, our bank. Yatoko Memeto $100. $100 and a mut $32. And we overdraft and I'm the cocoa foka. The Akano, ye afraid you will create you organic. Or say, I buy from Maya, Unias in Biaka. Say, Quafo, I dear bet you know Mugu Fie, or Mujum Sika. I dear bay any man this, any man pipi. A Quafo Mikita bear 40. And when this is for grand dorsal. Omunam to Abanamao. Say, dear Cobanina, your friend Nibia, Yatukutamijame. And I feel yet the two Gracia. And yet the Apinisie. Na, say, Coco no Muntumenta. Omun can you, my just as a bet 30 acres. Ah, me Pesicadia, my yebi. Say, I been more booming to me, your cocoa view. As I said, yes, cry in Jessica, and yet the aye. Say, Coco Matu Sushi. Motil so in Ro Yanteso. Petro, I had Boko Coso. Lebra, our Boko Coso, Nino Viantin is Picasso, by Mati Cocoso. Say, companies are yet to Cocono. Ye omumye say cocoa no muntuminto biu aban ankasa omye fe cocoa kwabrochire no yi cocoa bodu free wo na sika mudi no obi hu ho akoko aban kro ni ohun da enso ka so mudi dam che so mumu yen ye wuro tu kono konkura se ko ka kire omo say ye kuafo ye sika ntohwe ye to emu eni enwu eni anwa na wo ka se kire kuafo a che se mumu yen mo fa yen ya hwe ye so de to aban ma mo akuafo ye to aba be 1 million vote. Eti udia waje tumi awie na mfa ya hwe ya da ase masem ye tiawa
and this is for adadafo John Mama and then crofo o me adadafo me your hin am down make say my kokofo me confia duenu me pese me ma John Mama and crofo nti ase say e kwan am de akuafo faso yes akwan na so am de faso de na do abeya man no so o muntimi entoa so a o man si ho
yeah. Cocoa bear bag necessity there will be as one to. Are they born in a must say, make it a quite 6 can walk. What was 6 can walk? Let us 25 look at the Mamma Castle to send you. And almost here, but it's so 25 police come. Yes, but it's 1 year so better. Near this woman I had a yes, again. And the Amuka, my dear, a cranberry on a fast one with me, a quaid, my poet, you must tell. Munyes katwe and tell you dear who Yakoba day. Mekanino pianina wo cocoa for Koba. Sit down young town Koba day. Now but they did. I asked me okay. What did oh I did go on and talk. Not one Koba dabba. Walk. Would a walk. Oh I did young talk. No one Koba down, but they did a free bear. I am cocoa sigam. Me bomb yanami. Entiaja. Me bomb yanami. Me bisa fiti nanado person. ABC and FS so ebe na mahu ewo cocoa. Nanado person ti sa kura. Me come yamedan. Me dwanya me timi nsa dwanya cocoa. Nana do part to say ya. Anki awie ni. Anki awie ni.
Sama say what you pay. I the China Busia, ne ye, ne Madia, me Bulonis. Me Bulonis and you. Papa so say city here, Bukutaba, Media Jago qua, Bessis Hamley. Sama say, so what we are for your call so dear. Next one is one yan pay no, one yan so aunt son, no one for Mubako, Yadian Wateso, one may you. Et to make catch Mahama say, one who's pay now what you know. So what 1,000 want so. What a song colon now 100,000 no 100. Yes, I made a new sunny. Me sunny, made a bomb Mohammed Gia. Made a bomb Mohammed Gia. Sako no, and when I am a boss to me, and when I am my fate 80 million. Send by Mahama, me born Gia, made an a Nema, Nebusian and Romo Darcy, Massaman, Samama, Otiani.
Dear number 2 ya. Na abanda da no de baye na mutim pentin kwaka ho nsem dada kuafo kan nsem bi no ene ye hunu muto se de musu ene mo baye etie ye ne mo nkasa pi dada no mo famre tia wa ama
wanya bibia mo wase enya mo no kro no se kokko no wantuma amayen a ensante so wo de ye sraw wo na gina simple so ka se ekufo adesisi ye okotu kokko mu 30 million won ye kuafo de mo agimi when you mean senti, Mogru Manum Cosmity or Common 30 million, I am de. Would also Baba 70 million. Over Bedu ya 70 million I am over 44 million. Eddie Akoti is Sicanaso. Would it to soon ye ya? What's a young quati bioma, what's ye Sicano crowded than at the home? As I can do, just all your crop for pa, I'll roll back a siepa. Would I slow? For a sick at my would you 4 million? You feel so? If I 31 million. Am I? Yes, so pa.
Wow, wopoko a phobia. You have 2 borehole, Wolfonum. Wolfonum 15. You have 2 borehole near the Politan Kesiho. It is your known tour. Now, with the host, now with the Sheshe Gukoko, no so. Senebea, a best for you. Ama Yetimian.
Okay, so I have Stephen with me. Stephen, let me have you up here. Good. Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. So,
a friend of Pabwa. Let me went this school. Now, America Cray, the free woman, she say, Mati and Shum, which I say, Mamma, Oban, over catch a cocoa niddy. Ya the abbot so that, and I could afford to Breno, by a Mudonia, what Tesho. I must say, a man in Bria, you sue a high. He said, no, I know the tray. Ya mamma with the Shankolani school. Say, why a Yamatroka? What's me and Yada? I could to play me and sats and I knew me Ibrahim Mamma. It's me, I want him image in a hand. Say free na the cross a cocoa 1 2. Now my prayer for teens, you know how the Mianca Sama bank out for Sabo play no. Or Pim so bet you are for Madame.
Memetoko Messiah Kueni. Na cocoa to yam, na me name Braco Fianchi. Yakwaji overdraft, our bank. Yatoko Memeto $100. $100 and a 32 bucks. And we overdraft na mde kokoko afoka dia ka no ye fredi wo kura di wo dwane o se aban fa ma ya oni asembi aka sese akuafo ade aba chi no omugu efie omuji omsika ade aba ye nimu andi si nimu mpp akuafo mbikita be 40 emu andi si fo kura na doso omu no mto aba no ma ho sese dia ko ba nyina ya frabani bia ya tikutam jame ana afa ye de tinkurase ya and ye dia binisie na sese koko no muntumi nta omun kan ye hu ma ji asase be 30 acres a me pesika dia ye ma ye bi sese abamu abu muntumi ye koko ni biu esa se dia sokua ye nyazika and ye dia ye sese koko mu atusu hwi moti so a nduro ye nte so petro a ye de bo koko so lebra a obo koko so ni nyina obi ante ni sika so ba mati koko so sese companies are yet to cocoa no. Ye omum ye hu say cocoa no muntumi ntobiu aban na nkasa omye fe cocoa kwa brochire no yi cocoa bodu free wo na sika mudi no obi gu ho akoko aban kro ni ohun da enso ka so mudi dam che so mu yen ye wuro tu kono konkura se ko ka kire mu se ye ye kuafo ye sika ntohwe ya to emu ene ayi enwu ene anwa na wo ka se kire akuafo a chese mumu yan mo fa yan ya hwe ya so de to aba ne mamo akuafo ya to aba be 1 million vote enti wo dia wo ya tumi awie na fa yan ya hwe a ya da ase masem ye tiawa
NDC for adadafo John Mama and then Crawford o me adadafo me your hin am down make say my koko for me confia duenu me pese me ma John Mama and Crawford ti ase say e kwan am de akuafo fa so yes akwan na so am de fa so de na do abeya man no so o muntimi entoa so a o man nsi ho
dia ben ye koko be bag ye se si de obi aso onto ada mbo ne na mo se me chacha wo kwa ye sika ni ho wo kwa sika ni ho let say 25 no kwa ye de ma mo kwa sika so san ni ho anu o mo ti ya ta bati so 25 please kama ya ta bati so woni ya so beto ni ati so amara ye ka eti siga enti ya mo kwa adwuma de de akwan ben so na mo fa so amotimi e kwa adwuma ko ye adwuma still mo di mo nye sika twa dia ne bi sika che ye di awra ho Yakoba de me piani na wo koko no ko ba de sidam ya nto awon ko ba de na ba de di asima je okay wo ba de di oh adi koko ni ya nto na wan ko ba de abada di waka wura waka oh adi ya nto na wan ko ba de wo ba de di free ba Koyam koko sigam me bomani anami enti eja me bomani anami me bisa fiti nanado peso no ebese na peso so ebe na mahu ewo koko nanado peso nti sa kura me kam ya me dan me duanya me timi nsa hwenya koko nanado peso ti say ya
Hello. Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Good Evening Ghana. It's a pleasure to come your way another Thursday back at the Sala, and it's been a long spiritual moment for our Muslim brothers during the Ramadan. They have gone through it with the help of Allah, and they have been successful. Tomorrow, we celebrate Eid with all our Muslim brothers and back at the Sala. That's going to be very, very interesting. All right, today we have many stories for you. It's going to be fireworks, isn't it? Have you been following what's happening on the news, viewers? You should be following, it's very, very interesting. Let me begin with my favorite chap of the week. And as well as, okay, let's watch this 1 minute video. It's my favorite chap of the week. Good evening, if you are just joining us. This is Good Evening Ghana. It's 15 minutes past the top of the hour, 9 o'clock, and we're going all the way to the top of the hour, 11. Nothing boring, no boring moments, no dull moments. Everything is going to be fireworks, from fire to fire to fire. This young man will set us up very nicely. Listen to him. Okay, so I have Stephen with me. Stephen, let me have you up here. Good. Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. So, what role did you play in the play?
I played scene 1 and scene 2.
Scene 1 and scene 2. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
You loved it? Oh, fantastic. So, Mommy and Daddy will come here, and all the students will be here on Friday to watch. Should we all come?
John Mahama.
John Mahama is coming to watch? Is John Mahama?
John Mahama.
He's coming to watch? Or should we tell him to come and watch? We should tell him to come and watch. Okay, we'll tell John Mahama, the president, to come and watch. Thank you very much, Stephen. We can't wait. Okay, so I have Stephen with me. Stephen, let me have you up here. Good. Okay. Thank you very much, Stephen. So, what role did you play in the play?
I played scene 1 and scene 2.
Scene 1 and scene 2. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
You loved it? Oh, fantastic. So, Mommy and Daddy will come here, and all the students will be here on Friday to watch. Should we all come?
John Mahama.
John Mahama is coming to watch? Is John Mahama?
John Mahama.
He's coming to watch? Or should we tell him to come and watch? We should tell him to come and watch. Okay, we'll tell John Mahama, the president, to come and watch. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much. So tomorrow, the Ghana International School, the oldest grammar school in Ghana, will be staging a play entitled Once Upon a School Bell. And we have seen the rehearsal last Tuesday. It was very impressive. So please come to the National Theatre tomorrow and enjoy the play. It's a holiday, so you can come with your family, and you can get the young teenagers, 13, 14, 9, from age 9. You saw the young man, he'll be acting in scene 1 and scene 2. So if you have young people like that, he is age 7 actually. So if you have young people like that, you can bring them into the National Theatre and they will be able to see the show. Okay, today we have a lot. So Ibrahim Mahama is on our agenda today. He has He is 90% through acquiring Diamond Mine. It has generated press conferences, and we're going to have our take on it for sure. Also, we're taking you to the courts. In the Accra High Court, there's a lot of consternation going on in the Kwabena Adubuahin trial. Tonight, we'll take you back on the Attorney General's press conferences. We're going to be asking the Attorney General, why has he stopped the press conferences? And we're going to remind him of the advice we gave him that Attorney Generals should not be prosecuting their case in press hall theaters. Attorney Generals have only one theater to work, and that is the High Court, the Supreme Court, or the Court of Appeal, or any court for that matter. Here was an Attorney General who was consistently rattling at press conferences. Today, he stopped the press conference. It appears that some of the things he said in the press conference may not be borne out by the evidence in the court. We'll take you into the court today to show you what has happened, and then you will understand that democracy is delicate, you know, it's very delicate. And if you don't understand, misunderstand, or you get into the euphoria of an election victory and you are not careful, very, very soon, the chickens will come home to roost on you. And that appears to be what is maybe happening to the Leonard Attorney General and his deputy, Dr. Srem Sai. We'll be showing you what's happening in the Dubai trial. The Attorney General's witness is saying some very fantastic things to the court. We'll be getting live updates on that one and give you a full analysis of what's happening. We have a case with Ato Forson also tonight. Kaysel Ato Forson. He's the Minister for Finance and Economic Planning. Recently, he told the gathering that he has been borrowing money to pay Ghanaian salaries. 17 billion, he said. He's been borrowing that money to pay Ghanaian salaries. We'll be asking him many, many questions. We'll go on the touch screen and ask him questions about why this is happening, because we have been told that this is a leaner government, it's a more effective government. Akufo-Addo had 120 ministers. Here's a government that has only 58 ministers. Now, how do you have a leaner government and you are borrowing to pay salaries when the one with the bigger government never told us that he borrowed to pay salaries? You have a lean government, you have a better economy, your indicators are working, your dollar is down, inflation is down, you are cutting your spending, you have a lean government, you are making so much money in gold, the reserves have shot up beyond any imagination in the Fourth Republic. All your reserves are good, your currency is good, your exchange rate is good, yet you are borrowing to pay salaries. The man whose currency was not good, exchange rate was not good, had a bloated government, as you told us, he didn't borrow to pay salaries. Your government is good and you are borrowing. Why did Ato Forson even tell us that? Because it's democracy. Democracy brings about some transparency that you can't hide. You have to be reporting these things. And so you really cannot tell too many lies in democracy. You can tell some lies, 1, 2, 3, 4, but one day you may be found out. Kaysel Ato Forson is telling the Ghanaian public, after all what he has achieved, all what he was touted to achieve, says that he has to borrow money to pay our salaries. We'll get there in some detail. One Love Kubolo, you know him. He has a beautiful one-line, one-song album, one line for President John Dramani Mahama and Galamsey. Galamsey also came up this week where President Mahama admits that he knows that some of the NDC big wigs are involved in Galamsey, but that's all he said. He didn't crack their whip. He didn't tell us he was going to crack their whip. He didn't threaten them. He didn't say what was going to happen to them. He just told us. And then some civil society people are excited that, oh, he has admitted. Tonight, we have a lot to say about that. You can't go anywhere. 21 minutes by the top of the hour. I'd like to share with you viewers, though, this is something very personal to me. And forgive me for using your time to show you something that is personal to me. I'm sorry. But last night, I had a fantastic engagement on Joy Prime with George Quay, good friend of mine. George Quay is somebody I admire, of course, from his days as taxi driver. Everyone knows that. I love George Quay so much. He called me for an interview and I obliged. I was delighted I did. I'm going to show you some of the excerpts of some of the things that happened at the interview on Joy Prime. It's 15 minutes long. When we are done with that, when you have seen that and you are satisfied with that, you come here, there'll be fireworks from the touch screen. Kwabena Adubuahin, Ibrahim Mahama, Kaysel Ato Forson, One Love Kubolo, President John Dramani Mahama, Cocoa visits. All of that is on the agenda tonight. Let's go to Joy FM and come back.
The democracy that we have today has fundamentally been sustained by Joy FM, based on what happened in the 2000 election. A bit of Radio Gold was available, and by 2004 there were more stations. If private people did not take their private money to set up media organizations, our democracy would have collapsed. Yeah. So when we talk about building private sector, so somebody, Zoom Lion,
when you say our democracy would have collapsed, are you saying we would have gone back to military?
We wouldn't have had the second opinion that frightened those who wanted to derail our democracy.
So there would have been a democracy, but it would have been skewed one way.
No, we wouldn't have had it because the people who wanted to undermine the democracy would have had their way. Right. The reason why they didn't get their way is that there were other voices who spoke. We were on TV here at Joy FM in 2000. I was hosting a program called Decision 2000, which was Joy FM's election program. Whilst we were on the show, Professor Drigajepo was talking about being critical of the NDC government. And then two men arrived at the Joy FM front desk that they have come to pick her up. They are from DNI.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I was a host. I went out to see them, and I started calling my bosses. Telling some people are here, blah, blah, blah.
Pick the woman up. Your panel member.
Yeah, they said I come to pick her up. I said, what has she done? Pick her up. They said, oh, no, they have instructions from above to pick her up.
Wow.
So I called an important person, and they were listening. I said, Chief, your people are here to pick up Professor Drigajepo. If this happens, the news that will go out tomorrow. He said, but who is that? I said, well, from your people. He said, no, but we can't do. They don't understand that Ghana has changed. That's what he said. And they heard it, and they started going away. And this was he said, they don't understand that Ghana has changed. They were there to come and pick up this. That will never happen today. Today, it will never happen.
The power of the media.
The power of the media. And it's all private media.
Rise without media.
It's private media. That's the most. It's private media. Private media that has been that has people's own resources. Private people. Some have succeeded. Some didn't succeed. Vibe FM didn't succeed. Maybe somebody lost money, but they sacrificed because they're Ghanaians. So it's important for us to understand that when we develop business entrepreneurs, like people like you, or you guys are a taxi driver, you know, and all the things that you do, we need to find a way to use some of the gold and the diamond to support that. It's not just for them. It will blow up and everybody will get something out of it. Yeah, there's always a cataclysmic effect when you spread that.
A mine said, look, who do you see leading the NDC?
Oh, that's something I'm relishing. I'm enjoying it. I'm really.
Who do you see? Any front runners? Any names?
You know, it's going to history. It might just repeat itself all the time. The contest is going to be between the government and the party. Whenever the government and the party compete, the party usually wins. I think Asiedu Ketia has done enough to take the lead in the NDC race. I see he's going to get a run for his money. People have been pushing Kessel Atuforsen. But the problem with Atuforsen is that whilst Atuforsen's image, and that's the danger about politics. You see, politics and football are about the same. But politics is more complicated. In football, your fortunes are with you. You determine how your fortunes play out as a football team or a football player. You determine it. It's up to you, entirely up to you. In politics, it is both up to you and up to circumstance. The atmosphere can change for you without you having done anything wrong. That's politics, very, very serious. That kind of situation affects usually certain key appointment holders, particularly finance minister. So as a finance minister, your fortunes is not determined by just your work, especially if you're an African finance minister. Ken Ofori-Atta once wrote an article which we've all forgotten when COVID started. He wrote an article in the London Times and said, what will an African finance minister do? So Atuforsen can have applause in 2025 and can end up in 2027 down as the most unpopular minister, not because he's done anything wrong, but when you're a finance minister, that's how it is all over the world. It happens to
a lot of global factors can affect
everything. Even if you're a UK finance minister, things can affect you. So the Atuforsen challenge against Asiedu Ketia might not be sustainable. Asiedu Ketia is going on. He doesn't have anything really to judge him, apart from recently what he said. He must guard his speech and be careful. But Atuforsen might not survive that situation, depending on what happens around. Tomorrow, petrol prices go up, kerosene goes up, and people are going to blame the finance minister. He hasn't done anything wrong. When people were celebrating Atuforsen that he's been... I went to the office one day, the boys came to me and said, I have some NDC people in my team. And they said, boss, Atuforsen is the best finance minister in the year, World Bank. The World Bank says so.
World Bank says so.
And I told them that, go and check. 2017, World Bank said the same thing about Ofori-Atta.
Yeah.
They said, boss, are you sure? I said, and 2018 too. So don't worry. You know, finance minister, you are at the mercy of the wind.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very difficult to carry a finance minister's image into the primaries and win. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think that I get the sense that the center of the NDC is beginning to look at Atuforsen as a successor more than Johnson Asiedu Ketia. But I think Asiedu Ketia is going to win. Now, the other problem, which is why the NDC, the MPP may have a glimmer of hope, doesn't mean anything, but it may have a small glimmer of hope, is that if you look at the political history in Ghana and America, since 1988, that far, no candidate, no party, ruling party has changed a candidate and won. 1988 was the last time. It was Ronald Reagan. who was the president? George Bush was the vice president. The vice president became the candidate, and he won a one-term in 1988. Since then, America, one of the best presidents America never had is Clinton's vice president. He's called Al Gore.
Yeah.
Everyone was rooting for Al Gore.
Al Gore, yeah.
But Al Gore was one of the examples that shows that it's really difficult for a ruling party to change a candidate and win. That said, the NDC can take consolation in the fact that that situation happens in second term, not in first term. How will you call John Mahama? Is it a first term or is it a second term? The jury is out. So we don't know what's going to happen. But you hardly change a candidate and win. Akufo-Addo changed, MPP changed to Bawumia and lost. MPP changed to Akufo-Addo Kufuor and lost. Mahama won, but he was president before he won. And Mahama lost again as a sitting president. That's another problem for the NDC. This is the first time, and I said it on a political program and I was challenged by Al-Hassan Suhaimi, but it's true. This is the first time the NDC is going through any contest. They've never done so. Never, ever done so. Presidential contest. And I say...
internally?
Internally, they've never gone for a presidential contest. Rawlings was the leader. Then Mills became the leader without a contest. John Mahama became the leader without a contest. There was no contest. If they are going to run a contest now to choose a flag bearer, this is the first in 35 years that the National Democratic Congress is going to choose a leader by a contest. So they will have to deal with it.
What do you say to those who think, who say, opine strongly that, look, it's about time Ghana had a female president, and the vice president is in pole position to step up?
I've been saying to some of my MPP friends that I don't think that Ghanaians have had enough of the female vice president. So it might have to be one of the considerations the MPP makes, because it looks like they have not completely... You know, they are not worried about another female vice president. That's the point I'm making. Ghanaians will not be worried about another female vice president. But what about now? Pokwa German has a good image. The problem, though, is that this is a party contest. What is the extent to which he's penetrated the NDC party? She has people like Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo, who is a great NDC person, and Alexander Segbefia, who are working for her. I don't know whether she's ready to run a campaign against Johnson Asiedu Nketia. Asiedu Nketia has the party completely sold up.
But are you sure Asiedu Nketia actually wants to run for president? Are you really sure?
Johnson Asiedu Nketia?
Yes.
Oh, yes, he's running. He's running and he believes he's won. He's not just running. He believes he's won. And he's going to present himself as president of Ghana for the NDC ticket. And that he's been campaigning, can't you see? I love it. I
can't say I've heard
I love it. I love what
I've just heard him do a thank you tour here and there.
He is going to do something novel, you see, because there are two things. When the parties go into these contests, the party chairman is always the sounding board. He is the referee. He's going to determine you do this, you do that, you don't do this. So the party chairman really holds that role for the party. The other person who holds that role, so they hold a poll together to try and manage the party, is the chief of staff. So the chief of staff holds that poll on ministers and tries to get them to be on the straight and narrow and all of that. We're going to have a very interesting novel situation where the gatekeeper, which is the party chair, is himself running. And then you have the other gatekeeper, the chief of staff, who also seems to be running. With the chief of staff, I get the sense that a lot of young people are pushing him to run.
So what's going to happen? He's going to step down as party chairman? And the party would have to appoint a new chairman.
That's why I'm telling you.
To supervise the internal elections. That's
what I'm telling you. I'm relishing it. What I think Asiedu Nketia is going to do, if I know a little bit about his intelligence brain, is that he's going to run as party chairman this year. He will win. Then he's going to set the rules for the presidential candidate thing for 2027. Then when the time comes, the rules will allow him to step down as party chairman. They have a first vice chairman who will become party chairman so that he will run. But by that time, he's oiled everything. That's why he started by saying that if you're a member of government, don't come into party position, because he was worried that government people are going to take party positions. And then when they sit around the party table at the national executive, he will be outnumbered. So he doesn't want government people to come in. And I'm enjoying this. I'm just enjoying everything that's going to happen. I can't wait. God give us life and let's see how these things turn out.
Does Asiedu Nketia play chess? Because
he's a very clever man. You know, Asiedu is one of those who has defined our politics in a way that we have not observed. He has come from the grassroots and he has made himself a grassroots person. He makes himself a funny person, but he's a very intelligent man. He's learned. He's learned a lot. He's a pupil teacher. He's a chartered, he's an accountant, he's been a bank manager. He's been everything. And he's quite wealthy too. People don't know that. So, you know, he's not a very easy person to defeat as far as the NDC is concerned. Those who are opposed to him, their point is, yes, he's popular within the NDC, but does the NDC alone win the presidency? You need to get the Ghanaian people, and they're asking, will the Ghanaian people endorse him as president? Well, I don't know. But that's where the question is. Idrisu Haruna is a very frontal person, and he's one who believes in youth. And I'll tell you another story. Again, I think it's in the book. During this Decision 2000 program I was hosting, one day we finished a program and we were standing on the street here at Joy FM conversing. It was myself, another person who is now a Court of Appeal judge, so I'll mention his name, lawyer Kwame Ekufu, Idrisu Haruna. We were all from the same group at Legon at the time as student politicians. And Haruna announced to us that he's taking a decision to join the NDC. You know, as students politicians, we're all against the government. That's how it is. And then we're all like, how can you join this? But you know, those days, Rawlings was president, NDC was not that attractive to young people as it may have been today. Then Haruna said, listen, all of you, we are all Ghanaians. You people stay in MPP. Let me go to NDC. And then together we can build this thing together.
Interesting.
I respected him that day.
Interesting.
Right here on the street at Joy, late in the night, like conversation among small boys.
Interesting.
He said, no, I want to join the NDC. So let me join. So do you know what happened? In 2004, he called me and said that, he called me earlier and said that he had won the primaries in Tamale,
yeah.
South. So he was going to run against Mustafa Idris. Mustafa Idris was a darling boy of President Kufuor as a deputy foreign minister. City FM had just started. I got permission from City FM to send some of my people to Tamale to go and campaign for Haruna Idrisu. So I went to Tamale and I did a town hall meeting and told the young people that they should vote for Haruna Idrisu, the NDC candidate.
You, the MPP person?
Yeah, so when I came down, Uncle Nick, who was the boss of City FM, he called me and said, hey, buddy, what are you going to do in Tamale? President Kufuor is not happy with you. He's not happy with you at all. What happened? I said, oh, we went there and we held a forum. He said, what forum? For who? Haruna Idrisu was there? I said, yeah. He said, you got to go and see the president and talk to him. He's very angry with you. So Idris had taken it very badly. He was not happy with it, and I can understand.
Yeah.
I think I saw President Kufuor and then he just did that, you. But that's the relationship, you know. That I respect Haruna Idrisu. I think that he will make a good president. I see also, however, that he's having problems in asserting his role as a presidential candidate, something like that. He seems to be backing the vice president from what he said publicly. And so there seems to be a ticket created like this. Jena Opoku-Agyeman, number 1, Haruna Idrisu, number 2.
So that's one.
Then there's Julius Debra, number 1, and John Jinapor, number 2.
Okay.
The John Jinapor, number 2, also faced with Ato Forsen, number 1, John Jinapor, number 2. Asiedu Nketiah's ticket was originally Asiedu Nketiah, number 1, Alban Bagbin, number 2. Right. I am hearing that is changing.
To who?
Because to a much younger person, much younger person, either male or female from the Volta region is what I hear that Asiedu people are looking at, which is very interesting. So we are going to have a very interesting time. So if Asiedu goes with, say, a Zaneto Rawlings, very interesting tickets.
When you mentioned Volta region, me, I saw Jifa Gomashi.
I don't know how old Jifa is, but Asiedu is looking for very young, 42 type of thing. Yeah, I don't think Asiedu will go with him, though. But yes, that kind of person. Okudzeto Ablakwa is also on the running mate list for Jena Opoku-Agyeman.
Right.
You know, Okudzeto Ablakwa may probably be closer to Jena Opoku-Agyeman than Haruna Idrisu is. But Idrisu is very powerful. And those who are pushing the Jena Opoku-Agyeman ticket are confident that Idrisu can sew up the northern region for them. And he can. If Haruna Idrisu campaigns in the north for Jena, he's likely to win it. So that then draws the marks in a certain way. Because John Mahama also has a strong holding in the north, and I'm guessing people who like John Mahama may not like Asiedu Nketiah. So if Idrisu Haruna pushes the button, he takes the north away from Asiedu in a very big way. Asiedu will consolidate the middle. He'll take the Bono East and all of that. Among NDC people, I think Asiedu can get Ashanti. 2 nights ago, after midnight, I was in a conversation with a very important NDC person who's outside the country. Now, he was telling me that they have made a decision that because the MPP have selected Mahamudu Bawumia, the NDC must have an Ashanti candidate. And I said, oh, that's interesting. Is it you? He laughed and said, well, I mean, I'll tell you, he's outside the country. He laughed and said, look, this is where we are going. Because what we need, if the Ashantis decide that they have forgiven MPP and they are voting for them again, and they vote 70%, 78% MPP, the election is over.
It's over.
So what we need to do as NDC is to stick in a huge Ashanti candidate.
And split.
Yeah, that can secure Ashanti's 35%. For them. Then we fight for the rest.
Yeah.
This Asiedu Nketiah thing is not going to work because you guys have gone for Bawumia. He was telling me, you guys have gone for Bawumia. And he said the conversation in Kumasi is changing. I was in Kumasi on Saturday. I'll be going there again this Saturday. I went around to talk to people.
Were you in a Jusu?
I'll be going to a Jusu. I was in a Jusu on Saturday.
There are rumors you want to go to Parliament.
Oh, yes.
I didn't want you to hear the answer to that question. That's why I cut the video over there. Sorry, viewers. It's going to be a very interesting night, but you can see the full version put on our social media page. It is also on Joy FM, Joy Prime, and you can see it soon. Well. 38 minutes past 9 o'clock. I shouldn't be saying that Tommy and Afosi will beat me up. I should be saying 22 minutes to the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. This is Good Evening Ghana and is live. Tonight, we are ready for the show. Okay, so minority MPs have been visiting the cocoa farmers, and many
videos have been coming out. Initially, some of these videos, these days, when you see video, you always have to be suspicious. I saw a video of Chenche. Please, do you know him? Chenche is the member of parliament for Ablekuma. He's Oko van der Poel, the former mayor of Accra. I saw a video in which he was dancing beautifully, holding a microphone. And the caption under somebody says, hey, I thought it was AIO. He's actually dancing. And so these days, when you see a video, you have to be suspicious. So we see the cocoa videos, and NDC tell us that it is MPP actors who have been arranged to present themselves like cocoa farmers. All of those rumors we have heard. What we know, though, is that cocoa farmers cannot be happy. No cocoa farmer can be happy with the reduction in price, which is announced in the middle of the season. That's a cardinal sin against the cocoa farmer. It's a really cardinal sin. So no cocoa farmer will be happy. The videos are here. I'm going to share with you. You make a decision whether you think it's acted or it's fake or whatever. But the minority MPs were there. But the real cocoa story is real. It's very, very real. And people are very concerned about it. Let's go for the next 6 minutes. Watch the cocoa farmers and what they are telling President Mahama and the NDC
na emre kakrai na free wo mu kire se wo mate yensu mu kire se mama oba no be ka kire se kokoo ne di nya dia bete so da na kufu ado bre no eku a baye mu donya mu o te so ama se ama ni bre yensu ye ha fi se no na ye nana no de twa ye ye mama no de hwe nkola ni school se ne wa ye ne ma toroka watimi anya da je akoto plemiensa se nan unu nua Ibrahim mama no etimi me yabo ahema mi gina hanne se free na de cross kokoo no antum na ma akuafo otini suo no mu ha de mi anka se me banka o de for se ababobo play no ko pem se obetu akuafo ka me da mase
me to kokoo mi sa yekuyani na kokoo to ya mu na me ne me bra kofie ntwi ya kwaji overdraft e o bank ya to kokoo me to $100 no emu $32 and overdraft na me de tua kokoo akuafo ka dia ka no ye fredi wo kura di wo dwane o se aban fa ma ya oni asem bia ka sese akuafo ade ba chi no omugu efie omuji omsika ade ba ye ni man di se ni man pipi akuafo mbikita be 40 emu ndisi fo kura na do so omu no mto aba na ma ho sese dia ko ba nyina ya frabani bia ya tikutam jame ana afa ye de tinguase ya ana ye dia pinisie na sese kokoo no muntumi nta omun kan yehu maji asase be 30 acres a me pesika de aye ma ye bi sese abamu abu muntumi ye kokoo ni bieu esa se de asokua ye nyazika ene ye de aye sese kokoo mu atusu hwi moti so a nduro ye nte so petro a ye de bo kokoo so lebra a obo kokoo so ni nyina obi ante ne sika so ba mati kokoo so sese companies a ye to kokoo no ye omum yehu say kokoo no muntumi ntobiu aban na nkasa omyefu kokoo nkwa abrochire no yi kokoo bodu free wo na sika omudi no obi hu ho akokoo aban kro ni ohun da enso ka so omudi dam che so omum yen ye wuro tu kono konkura se koka kire omu say ye yakuafo ye sika ntohwe ye to emu ene enwu ene anwa na wo ka se kire akuafo a che se mum yen mo fa yen ya hwe ye so de to aban ma mo akuafo ye to aba be 1 million vote eti wudia wonya tumi awie na amfa ya hwe a ya daase masem yetiawa
NDC for adadafo John Mama ene ne nkrofo o me adadafo me yo hin na mtina America sai ma ye kokofo me konfi aduenu me pese me ma John Mama ne nkrofo nti asese kwan am de akuafo faso nyesa kwan na so am de faso de na do abeya man no So Omuntimi and Twaswa. Omuman is your.
Yeah. Cocoa bear bag necessity, there will be as one. Are they born in a Muslim? Make your quality scan. Who was this can work? Let us 25 look at the Mamma Castle to send you. And woman see a Sabbath so 25 please come back. Yes, Sabbath is 1 year so better. Near this woman I car. Yes, again. And the Amuka, my dinner, a cranberry on a fast one with me, a quaid, my poor, you must tell. Would you scatter again? Tell you, dear, who Jacob a day. Pianina will cocoa for a Sidam young town come again. Now, but they did. I asked me, okay. Oh, I did go funny and talk. Not one cover dabba. Walk. Would a walk. Oh, I didn't talk. No one cover down, but they did. A free bear. I am cocoa, me bomb enemies. And Tia, me bomb enemies. Me beside 50 Nanado person. ABC and a swear and a moon and walk. Nanado person to some crack. Me come here, man. Me get to me something. Nanado person to say, and Kia, and Kia,
Some mama say, what you pay? Add the China Bushia, ne Madia, me Brunis. Me Brunis and you. Papa so say me sit here because aba me dey adua kwa besis hamle. Some mama say, so what e kuafo ye kwa so dia. Na so no so anya ni pay no, wo anya so ante so no, ni wo fa mu ba akọ. Ye dia no wate so, wa ma ye mienu. Eti me ka kire mama say, wo no so pay na wade no. So wade 1000 wante so nkono na wanye 100. 1000 no 100. Nyasa me dia musani. Me de bo Muhammad Jia. Me de bo Muhammad Jia. Se kokko no enu na ya me bosume. Enu na ya me mafe eti minyani. Se me ba Muhammad me bonu Jia wi a me de ne ye ne ma na busu enyina me do mo da ase. Masama no se Muhammad otuani.
Die na mo batu ya na abanja da no de baye na mutin pentin kwa ka ho nsem dada kuafo ka nsem pii no ende ye hunu muto se de musu ene mo baye etie ye ne mo nkasa pii dada no mo famre tia wa na ma
wanya bibia mo wase nya mo no kro no se kokko no wantuma amayen a ensante so wo de ye sraw wo na gina simple so ka se ekufo adesisi ye okotu kokko mu 30 million when ya kuafo de mo agimi munni mi nyansenti mo huru manim koso ni di okoma mo 30 million ayamo de wo de oso baba 70 million wo ba beduru ya 70 million na ye hu akofa 44 million e de akoto ye sika no so wo de to so wie ya wasa ye nkoti biema wate ye sika no kura dada ne da ho no asa aka wo de onje so ye koromfo pa anwo ba kese pa wo de ye srew fa ye sika dada no ma ye wo de 4 million you feel so if I 31 million no am I yes pa
wa wo koko ephobia ye be ba be 2 borehole wo fuonum wo fuonu fifi ye be ba be 2 borehole wo ho near the polytank si ho ensuo no nto a na wo the host na wo the hwehwe gu koko no so se na be ya ebe soro ye.
Sometimes you have to feel sorry for the NDC campaign. Sometimes you have to feel sorry for it. Sometimes you don't have to feel sorry for it because we knew. They were told. In his last sessional address to Parliament, Akufo-Addo told the Speaker and the Parliament that the NDC are promising 6,000 for cocoa farmers, and he said emphatically that they will not be able to do it. That's where we are. Sometimes you have to feel sorry for them. But this is where we are. What is going on? I've come back to the same topic I've been dealing with over the last few days. A government that is doing well has great economic figures to show. A government that is doing well on inflation. Ghana's inflation figure, when you look at it, it doesn't look like an African country. It looks like a well-developed European country. That's where they have inflation at single digits below 5, actually below 4. That's when you have that. In European countries, that's where they have all of those things. Ghana has that. So that should be a fantastic expression of the way our economy is going. We also have a currency situation. During the last election, one of the big conversations was that the MPP government has so mismanaged the economy that our currency was blowing up through the roof. You needed 17 cedis to change for $1. At some point, 16. By the time the election came, it was 14. By January 2025, when the government took over, it was 14 before the inauguration day. That has come down now to 10. And so you would assume that the economy is doing well. This is the finance minister who has taken all the plaudits for what's happening in the economy. His name is Cassiel Ato Forson. He's a member of parliament. He's taking all the plaudits for what's happening in the economy. Now, with all of these as well, there's also an improvement, a significant improvement in the national reserves. By the time Ato Forson and his team took over the Ministry of Finance, the reserves were something like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Today, we are told that the reserves have gone almost to 6 weeks. Also, the foreign currency reserve of the Bank of Ghana has shot up astronomically to the point where we have about $10 billion of reserves based on gold trading, significant gold trading that we have done, for which people have applauded the government. Now, you have done significant gold trading based on the new policy of Gold Board, and you have been able to capture all your gold. President Mahama said that even if we are doing Galamsey, the gold is now coming to us. It's better than the gold going to somewhere else. And we also suffering from Galamsey. Galamsey is on our topic, it's on our show tonight. We'll get there. That's what President Mahama said in the past. Now, that is happening. Gold has given us a lot of money. Our inflation is down. In all of these circumstances, if you write an equation on the left and you do the equal sign and you are going to the right, the right should read fantastic economy. The left says low inflation, 3%. The left says currency is working. The left says reserves are working, equal to great economy. It's fundamental, it's basic. It's mathematics. It doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. Figures don't lie. But what are we seeing? We are seeing the complete opposite on the other side of the equation. What kind of equation are we being fed with? What is going on? Finally, after we have been talking about people say they haven't been paid, prices are high, this and that, Cassiel Ato Forson comes to tell us that in spite of the significant reserves that he has accrued, he has to borrow money to pay salaries. Now, this is the analysis. Cassiel Ato Forson's government, President Mahama's government, is said to be a lean government, small government. They have 58 ministers. It's the lowest number of ministers in the history of the Fourth Republic. 58 ministers today. They were 60, but you can call it, so let's say 60. But 58 over the last few months. 60 ministers is still the lowest in the history of the Fourth Republic. That's ministers and deputy ministers combined at 60, the lowest. How come then that you have the leanest of government? You have inherited a government that we were told that the government machinery was over-bloated. Akufo-Addo started with 120 ministers in 2017, and then in 2021 he had 80 ministers, and they said the government machinery was over-bloated. There were directors upon directors, and they are coming to do a lean government. President Mahama and his group have touted themselves for having a lean government. Lean government. But you have a lean government. They had a bloated government. Never in the history of Akufo-Addo's regime, 8 years, did we ever hear that government had to do domestic borrowing to pay salaries. The man that has been demonized, Ken Ofori-Atta, was finance minister throughout most of Akufo-Addo's period. Never did we hear that he had to borrow money to pay salaries. Cassiel Ato Forson recently announced to the whole Ghana that, in fact, he has had to borrow 17 billion to pay salaries. What is happening? It all doesn't add up. Why is he borrowing money to pay salaries? What is going on? Everything seems to be working. All the indicators are showing great. How then do you borrow money? See the video of Ato Forson telling us that he had to borrow money to pay salary. See the video.
The reason why there's the need to take a closer look at Ghana's compensation are that the 2025 non-oil tax revenue of 183 billion Ghana cedis was only enough to pay for statutory transfers and debt service. After paying statutory funds such as District Assembly Common Fund, GET Fund, National Health Insurance, and debt service, what was left was not enough to settle Ghana's compensation bill. In fact, government of Ghana had to borrow 17 billion Ghana cedis to augment the compensation bill. Your Excellency, I thank you. The reason why there's the need to take a closer look at Ghana's compensation are that the 2025 non-oil tax revenue of 183 billion Ghana cedis was only enough to pay for statutory transfers and debt service. After paying statutory funds such as District Assembly Common Fund, GET Fund, National Health Insurance, and debt service, what was left was not enough to settle Ghana's compensation bill. In fact, government of Ghana had to borrow 17 billion Ghana cedis to augment the compensation bill. Your Excellency.
Did you see the demeanor of the finance minister, K. Salato Forsin? You saw his demeanor. He looks so, watered down. The verve is not there. The vibe is not there. There's something going on they are not telling us. There's really something going on they are not telling us. Because if you have inflation at 3%, if you have your currency at 10 Ghana cedis to $1 when it was 14, if you have your reserves so high, why is the finance minister looking so morose, announcing to us that he has had to borrow 17 billion after he made statutory payments? But your government is lean. Your government is small. The statutory payments are regular. Every finance minister must make those statutory payments. So how then do you finish making the statutory payments and you tell me that you are borrowing money to pay salary? Your government is doing so well. Look at his demeanor. What's happening? All right. Honorable Kennedy Osei-Nyako says, just 15 months in office and the NDC government has borrowed 17 billion cedis to supplement the payments of public sector workers' compensation. I don't remember any time in the entire 8 years of Akufo-Addo's NPP administration that they resorted to borrowing money to pay for compensations of public sector workers. Yet we accused his government of criminally managing the economy. If an economy which they claim its GDP had expanded to 100 billion and inflation is also at 3.3% with exchange rates at 10.89 cannot generate enough revenue to pay compensation of our public sector workers, then the government is hiding something away from the people and not being honest with the truth about the true situation of the economy. Any analysis, casual analysis will show that. Any casual analysis will lead to this conclusion. Why are you borrowing money? You say your economy is good. Your economy is that. Okay, I'm not the only one talking about it. Nicholas is talking about it. Let's see what Nicholas said.
EC registration kurampono NDC for GCK asan dibia to so. Na yakoka mosi dollar eba form. Yate dollar eba form adena electricity de mode cost. Mosi dollar eba form yate adentina water bill cost. Mosi dollar cost form adena buying insurance ode cost. Mosi dollar na ede asemini. Media minim de mahunu na asofo nya asofo ni nyina o papa fo wom na nya atonfo asofo disappointing Nyankopon mo a mo de LGBTQ+ eye campaign say na na do ni bawomia wo mo ye trumu na
what Nicholas was saying. BEC, they are paying for it. They are paying for BEC. People are paying for BEC. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Have a look at another video. I want you to see that it's a groundswell of opinion. It's not just a Good Evening Ghana bias opinion, blah, blah, blah. No, it's a groundswell of opinion from many Ghanaians. People who are not interested in politics. They are worried about the situation. See this as well.
I want to say, Ghana, no crania. Tamana Kufa de Tisono. Almost saying, yet, I've been warning yet. No more Kasakasa. Almost say, and to Kwane see or no, and Yahani see ye. And then on the AC, I echo. Ma tufu emu 16, echo 16. Sisiano, fair no move to man as on ye. Is your Kwabuso can now toss papers. What mean talk? Kajuma bassa. Would you know I want to see? Yenim say a twaba. Now bana eba betuni benyan faso so. Ono so buy any body and ye kabakun poye. Well, queer cry, ye muso dollar bay, Master dollar bay. This year, you take $80. Politician for Master Monk cray, no cray or monka. And is one that da, who's a sabi, who will be our dinner. MPP aban omo aboa Ghana omo the health insurance free education need and things and you omo be breed go kwam hwe koko ene mati koko so a mo hu ni omo mo hu ade e koso Ghana asisi a isi bi bia nkoso mo bia skani krom then bi bia nkoso masa no kura ni nyame anim ye nka no kura Ghana fo ye nka no kura enso MPP abemu no omo ba na omo de anu kwase kura beja omo jai bibi omo jai free education ato yetumi ye ni ye de ebe ko de na NDC fo jai oman mu de kro no nko a me ha on say Ghana ha no kura ni ha tama na Akufo ade teso no omo say nye abemu ni nye no omo kasa omo say ntokwa na esi yo no enya ha na esi ye enne on the esi ayeko ma tufu amu 16 16 sisi ano fe no mo betuma na so mo nya yi isi akwa buso kana akoto spare part utumi nto ka adwuma ye basa wodwene wa wonte ase ye nim se ye to aba na aba na ye aba beto ne benya mfaso so ono so ba ye podi ye ne ka ba ko no poye wa ku ye kura ye huso dollar bay masa dollar bay sisi ye te $80 politician for masa mo nka no kure omo nka NDC for da usa we sebe we obi a odwina MPP aban omo aboa Ghana omo the health insurance free education need and things and you omo be breed go kwam hwe koko ene mati koko so a mo hu ni oma mo hu ade e koso Ghana asisi a isi bi bia nkoso mo bia skani krom then bi bia nkoso masa no kura ni nyame anim ye nka no kura Ghana fo ye nka no kura enso MPP abemu no omo ba na omo de anu kwase kura beja omo jai bibi omo jai free education ato yetumi ye ni ye de ebe ko de na NDC fo jai oman mu de kro.
I saw a video by Brian Achampong, the former Minister for Agric, and he had put out a video, and Brian was saying that he remembers that as at December 2018, people were still celebrating Akufo-Addo's victory. Akufo-Addo's victory was December 2016. 1 year later was December 2017. 2 years later was December 2018. 3 years later was December 2019. In December 2019, Ghanaians were still celebrating Akufo-Addo's victory. This is 1 year. One single year of John Mahama. 1 year. And everything is gone. The finance minister says, I have to borrow money to pay salaries. This is the same finance minister who go to parliament with his shoulders up and say, Mr. Speaker, inflation is down. They say, yeah. Then today he comes, he says, please, I have to borrow money to pay salaries. What is happening? Don't we need a State of the Nation address? We probably need a State of the Nation address now. From the president who is 1 year old. We need a State of the Nation. What is going on? We don't have to implode. We have to hear from the leadership. What is happening? Railway workers, we have not heard from them for a very long time. The transport ministry has been quiet for a very long time. And you see, under NDC, the way they do their demonstrations, railway workers walked into the transport ministry. They entered the transport ministry corridors. Staff of the transport ministry were working, and then they heard Aluta songs. Yeah, Aluta, yeah, Aluta. And they were, what was happening? Railway workers said, we have come from Takoradi. We demand that the minister be removed. Have a look. you didn't hear what they were singing, they said, Minister, Usube gu railway, my 13 months no salary, Minister, Minister, Usube gu railway, my 1 year. 1 year, 1 year. 1 year, only 1 year. Started the government touting themselves, we are doing well, we know, understand, we know how to do. Some people told us that they knew. Me, I don't know. But some people said they knew that these people, they cannot do the thing. Me, I didn't know. But some people say they knew that this group of people, they can never do it. That this Ato Forsen, he cannot do anything. Usube gu railway, my. Are they going to go the railway? They haven't paid them 13 months. They haven't paid them. So when Ato Forsen borrows money to pay salaries, he doesn't even pay everybody. The money that he borrows, no, is not able to pay everyone. It's just paying some people. Railway workers, 13 months, they haven't been paid. You say you have borrowed 17 billion to pay salaries. You ignored railway workers. Teachers have not been paid. Nurses have not been paid. But yet he borrowed 17 billion to pay salaries, compensation. Teachers have not been paid. District assemblies, they have not received their money. He says that he borrowed money to pay the statutory payments. District assembly, NHIS, Gets Fund, NHIS, statutory. After that, there was no money. He had to borrow money. What about the rail workers? Usube gu railway, my. How can Ghana become like this when we are showing such fantastic figures? Why? When Akufo-Addo became president, it took about 7 years for some people to call for a removal of MPP and a return of NDC. By 2023, the noises have started that they don't like the Akufo-Addo government. We are too hungry. Everything is up. They are corrupt. Cecilia Dapa. Hey, Cecilia Dapa is 1 million. No, nobody wants it. The government doesn't want the Cecilia Dapa 1 million for Ghana. They don't want it. The 1 million that gave them 500,000 votes, they don't want to collect it for the 500,000 people who voted for them because of the Cecilia Dapa 1 million. They don't want the money. Government of John Mahama, you told the people that when you come, you will collect money from Cecilia Dapa and put it at Bank of Ghana. Where is it? They don't want it. So they knew that it wasn't stolen money. They knew. And they lied to all of us that it's stolen money. We'll collect it for you. Vote for us. Just vote. Hurry up and vote. Just vote. Young people, vote. We'll collect this pass money for you. 14 months with oral. You have removed Chief Justice so that you will be able to do your judicial things. You said Justice Tokonu will be an impediment to the anti-corruption fight. So you have to remove Justice Tokonu. You have removed Justice Tokonu. You have 100% in Parliament. You have 100% executive, legislature, executive, judiciary, all in the hands of John Mahama, and he's borrowing money to pay salaries. Kum railway my. It took 7 years for people to say that, oh, Akufo-Addo, as I kept saying during the campaign, nobody wanted to listen. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Akufo-Addo had flying colors. Flying colors. 2020 came COVID. Then just as you are getting out of COVID comes Russia-Ukraine war. I'm not sure today, when I talk about Russia and Ukraine war, any NDC person will tell me that I shouldn't. They are running away. They are quiet. They are confused. They are afraid of what is going to happen on 7th April. They are panicking. They are scared. Not because of anything, but they are shadows because of what they said. Because of the things they said. Every NDC person cannot sleep today. They are afraid of April. What is going to happen? The price window is going to open. What are we going to tell the Ghanaian people? We told them that Akufo-Addo was lazy. It had nothing to do with Russia-Ukraine war. Akufo-Addo was bad. He was mismanaging the... What are we going to tell the Ghanaian people on April 10th? When the price window opens, we are dead. You are dead. You won't die. God will help you. God will help you. God is a helper, so he will help you. Atuforse is looking for president. You are borrowing money to come and pay. You want to be president of Ghana? Well, I don't know. I wish him well, though. I'll join his campaign. Now, it took people 7 years to talk about Akufo-Addo and they don't like him. We are 1 year into the administration of John Mahama. And one of Akufo-Addo's greatest critics, this is a new story, Angelo, this is a new story. I hope you are observing that. This is a Domahini story. We are 1 year into the administration of John Mahama. And one of Akufo-Addo's fiercest critics over the last 5 years, the great Domahini, who has been promoted, Domahini at all material times under the Akufo-Addo administration was a high court judge, okay? Now, he was promoted to Court of Appeal, isn't it? Then, he was a critic of Akufo-Addo. I remember a personal experience. When we had gone to Sunyani to launch the Sunyani airport, and there had to be conversations about how the protocol manages the president's arrival, the president's interactions, and some of the Domahini's stuff. Akufo-Addo came and said, oh, there's no problem with it. Said, oh, Mr. President, you have to go down there and shake hands with the chiefs. And he said, okay, of course, why not? So, he was wearing his African print. We were all following him, getting down. And then protocol whispered to him that, please, Domahini is there. He said, okay, why not? Of course, no problem. Then he went and he shook hands with him, and everybody was calm, everybody was happy that, hey, Charlie, this matter, we thank God that we have been able to scale it. Domahini was Akufo-Addo's fiercest critic. Today, John Mahama went to visit with him in Sunyani. Listen to what he said. Have a look.
Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Samre mama manoswa na medana se. O hweme nsani franse ya. Obesi market emaye. Sa market yo no wo me nsani franhe. Samre mama noswa na medana se. Yewura market yo obesi yo ni. Yewura ade ba ko pa a odija ye agenda 111. Sa hospital ya ojaye no. Owo amasu. Yewura opaja no hopa na baby aduru no yewura wada roma akoye bibi se aka ho yewura wabai nimse ho sika no ordene nso yewura hwehwe baby na fa beto aso yewura enya agenda 111 ama asunko ebi wo Ghana myaye nyina.
Domahini didn't need to talk about any market, but he had to. He said, yewura Akufo-Addo me mama no so na me danase. Domahini, fiercest critic of Akufo-Addo. 1 year after Akufo-Addo is gone, the new president, a president by popular acclamation, arrives in Sunyani, and the first thing Domahini says, I need to give credit to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I don't know if where the president's at some point later. I don't know if I post pictures of people. I want the president's photograph, please. The presidents, yes, all of them. I thought you have them together. Okay, yeah. We start with Rawlings. I think it's the beginning. So, yeah, thank you. So, let me start again for Angelo. So, Domahini says that Mr. John Mahama, HE, the president, you are here in Sunyani, but let me take the opportunity to do what is right. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, me mama no soa, na me danase. How lovely. Time is a weapon. Time is a weapon. Domahini talking like that to Domahini. Domahini is saying that Mr. John Mahama, utiha, na me mama no soa, na me danana Akufo-Addo ase. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo me danase. Domahini say me danase to John Mahama's face. He's telling him, and na yera onjayen bibia ojayen adekro. Ojayen agenda 111. Na baby awaye druno we si bebre. Yera to asomayen. They were clapping. To asomayen. It brings me back to the point I made last week. And I think I made the point on Joy FM as well yesterday. If you look at Ghana's Fourth Republic, and I'm not going to go too far, I'll do a champon, but later on, we're not going to go too far, so that those of us who are not that old can sort of connect to it. If I ask you, every president does something. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Rawlings didn't do anything. He did something. But if I ask you today, What did Fly Lieutenant Rawlings do? And I saw a comment, I read the comments on the social media. Somebody wrote to me and said that, what are you talking about? Rawlings was the one who did rural electrification. True, Rawlings did rural electrification. But so did Mills. Mills too did rural electrification. Rural electrification started from Busia. In fact, it started from Nkrumah to Busia. Rawlings did well with rural electrification, but so did Professor Mills. Mills did rural electrification too. So rural electrification is not exclusive something of Rawlings. They say, what are you talking about? John Mahama built something. Yeah. Every president did something. But if I ask you what did Rawlings do, you have to struggle to find something. And whatever you will find, it will never be exclusive and original to Fly Lieutenant Rawlings. It's something that another president did, he did, another president came to do. Akufo-Addo doesn't talk about roads. Akufo-Addo did the number. He did endless roads. But that's not the point, because every president will do roads. There's no president who does nothing. No way every president will do something. So you have to struggle to say what Rawlings did. Let's take Rawlings out. Good night, sir. If I ask you, what did J.A. Kufuor do? You go to National Health Insurance. It won't take you 1 minute. Why will you go to National Health Insurance? Why is it important? Because there was no National Health Insurance before Kufuor came. No president before Kufuor did National Health Insurance. And National Health Insurance done by Kufuor affected all Ghanaians. I like football. So I'm happy Akufo-Addo did AstroTurf across the country. But it's for me a football person. The person who doesn't like football, what is the AstroTurf to him? So when we say a president does something, we are talking about something that affects Ghanaians across board, affect Ghanaians equally, every home benefits. That's what we mean. That's innovation, that's creativity, and that is leadership. Leadership. You find it here. John Agyekum Kufuor, leadership. What did Kufuor do? NHIS. There was nothing like NHIS. We didn't even believe. Those of us who had association with working in London, we didn't believe that the NHIS in London can ever come to Ghana. We didn't believe it. We did not believe it. John Agyekum Kufuor sealed it. Using your taxpayers' money, your tax and my tax. He was a president thinking, he's a leader, thinking, what can I do for the Ghanaian people? They voted for me. I'll give you National Health Insurance. Since 2006 till today, National Health Insurance. John Agyekum Kufuor. Clap for him. That's leadership. Let me move on. If I ask, Professor Mills did some things. There's no way Professor Mills didn't do anything. He did some things. He did roads. He did rural electrification. He was a great Asumdue Hene and all that. So, cool. But if I ask you, what did Professor Mills do? You have to remember, and you have to say the same generic things that we all say. He did some road, he built stadium, he did generic. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. That's what happened with Professor. You have to remember, if I say, what did Professor Mills do? You have to remember it. President Mahama, in his first term, and you add the 1 year now, what did he do? You have to remember it. Me, I like flyovers. So, Circle Dubai. President Mahama did it. I saw it. He did it. It's a good thing. But he's not the first person to have done interchange. The other day, Dr. Bawumia was speaking to the audience ahead of the 2016 election, and he listed the number of interchanges Kufuor had done. And it's far outweighed what John Mahama did with Circle. Kufuor did interchanges. Mills did some interchanges. John Mahama did a great interchange at Circle. But that's generic. It's not exclusive. It's not original. It's generic. And it doesn't benefit all Ghanaians across board. If you don't come to Accra and go and drive through Circle, interchange doesn't mean anything to you. If you live in my hometown, Kwamo, Ejusu, Tikrom, Jabin, and all of these places, what is the Circle interchange doing to you? But it doesn't mean that President Mahama didn't do anything. He did something. It was a great thing he did. Interchange. Shifts next. If I ask you, what did Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo do? Forget about everything else. Your mind will go straight. Free SHS. That's leadership. When you ask of a leader, if you go to America, you ask them what George Washington did, they will tell you. You ask them what Abraham Lincoln did, Abraham Lincoln died 100 years ago. If you ask Americans what did Abraham Lincoln did, they'll tell you. If you ask Americans about Ronald Reagan, they'll tell you. If you ask Americans about Richard Nixon, they'll tell you. If you ask Americans about Gerald Ford, they'll tell you. If you ask Ghanaians about Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they'll tell you free SHS. That is leadership. leadership. That's what you get. Kutu Acheampong. If you go back into history, this is John Mahama again. Let's see what happens. We wish him well. If you go back into history and you talk about Kutu Acheampong, I was not even born then, but we all came to grow to understand something called Operation Feed Yourself. It was Acheampong. Acheampong died in 1979. If you ask me, a political researcher in Ghana, what is synonymous with Acheampong? It's Operation Feed Yourself. What is synonymous with Nkrumah is the achievement of Ghana's independence and industrialization. What is synonymous with Busia, you might say rural electrification, but that continued throughout. Acheampong distinguished Operation Feed Yourself, an agricultural policy that ensured cheap food prices. That's Acheampong. So let's continue to talk about it. Let's encourage our leaders that when they come in, they have to develop and deliver something original, something that connotes great leadership. That's very, very important. And we always need that. Let me come now to the... and they're still on leadership. What are they showing me? Galamsey. Galamsey. We have heard in recent times that Galamsey is a problem. Some people have been worried that why is the media not talking about it as they used to talk about it in the 2024 election. Here and there, they say that all of us in the media have been bought because we have been bought. We are not talking about Galamsey. I've heard that. What can you say? You just have to wait for time to exonerate the media. And I hope that time will exonerate all our media colleagues because I don't believe that we have been bought. But they say that we have been bought. And then we have been bought so much that we are not able to talk about Galamsey. Now, recently, John Dramani Mahama, president of Ghana, says that Galamsey is on and that some of his own people are doing it. This is what he said.
Illegal mining has eaten into the fabric of our society. And I must say that it is not only a menace to our society, but it has involved a circle of traditional rulers, political party appointees and everything. And so even when one party changes, those who were running some operation who were to one party will go to the next party and say, oh, now that you have come and take over this operation and let's share, and we too will be getting small. This is what we were doing. And so I don't kid myself that we don't have our own people involved. And the work of the NIMOS is not easy. They go to a community.
So people say we should congratulate President Mahama for identifying his own people. But after he identified his own people, why is he telling us? He's the commander-in-chief. He has all the authority. He should be reporting to us that some NDC people who have been doing Galamsey, this is what has happened to them. I have found that minister this. I have found that MMDC this. Joy FM caught an MMDC. He's still in office. Joy News. They caught an NMDC who was doing Galamsey. He's still in office. Felix Kwachofosu says that they are investigating. And when they are finished investigating, they'll tell us. They have been investigating for a while. John Jinapor told us that we are paying electricity excessive. He's investigating for 1 week. It's been 2 weeks. No media has asked him anything. No media has asked him anything. It's been 2 weeks since John Jinapor said that he has given 1 week for something to happen. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened over there. Nothing. It's been 2 weeks. John Mahama says, oh, I know the Galamseyers. They are my own people. And we are hearing that, oh, at least he is honest. He says, oh, Ghana, please, let's raise the standards a little bit. Let's raise the standards a little bit. President of the country, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he has the control of all the coercive force of the states. It's in his hands. The coercive force of the state is in the hands of the president, John Dramani Mahama. He comes and says, I know the people who are committing the crime. Some of them are my own people. That's it. That's all. That's all he says. That's it. He doesn't say, I've arrested, I will arrest, I will prosecute. Nothing. I know them. So what should we do with that information? Respectfully, what should we do with that information, Mr. President? What should we do with it? You know the people who are doing the Galamsey, so what should we do with it? What about our water? Mr. President, what about our water? Yeah, you may know the people doing the Galamsey, fair enough, but you have the power. Sam George says that if any president wants to end Galamsey, within 1 week he can end Galamsey. Sam George is strutting himself about in parliament, using his left hand to abuse people who have just come to parliament because he has come to parliament before them and he doesn't respect them, so he talks to them anyhow with his left hand. That's okay. Power is transient. We'll see what happens later. But Mr. President, you say that you know the people who are doing the galamsey. Your minister, Sam George, told us that within 1 week, if a president wants to end galamsey, within 1 week, he will be able to do it. You have had 14 months to end galamsey. You haven't. After 14 months, you come and tell us that you know who is doing the galamsey. You don't even name them. And what should we do? Are you suggesting to us that your hands are tied, that you cannot do anything about it? Recently, Joy FM have caught MMDC. He is still at post. One Love Kubolo has a song for Mr. President on galamsey.
President Mahama at the greet. Pipe no the flow for Teshi. The rivers too stop flow for Asamankese. So the galamsey was up. You be cool with them. But you know your government officials more they do some. President Mahama at the greet. Pipe no the flow for Teshi. The rivers too stop flow for Asamankese. So the galamsey was up. You be cool with them. But you know your government officials more they do some. President Mahama at the greet. Pipe no the flow for Teshi. The rivers too stop flow for Asamankese. So the galamsey was up. You be cool with them. But you know your government officials more.
I have big stories to do tonight. Ibrahim Mahama has a diamond mine, and Kwabena Dubois court. Two big stories coming up. I'm going to deal with them now. Let's do one more story before we get to Ibrahim Mahama first, and then Kwabena Dubois. To write or not to write. I like how my producer put here, the way he did it. To write or not to write licensure exams. Majority Leader Mahama Yariga, who has followed the campaign of the NDC in 2024. He was a key core member of the campaign. He knows everything that happened. He told Parliament that the NDC never said that they will cancel the licensure exams. They never said that. This is the majority leader in Parliament, the cabinet minister, the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, a seasoned MP, former Minister of Environment, former Deputy Minister, Education, Mahama Yariga, intelligent man, part of the campaign, told Parliament that they did not say they will cancel licensure exam. Listen to Mahama Yariga first. Then we'll listen to John Mahama. This is Mahama Yariga.
Mr. Speaker, NDC never promised to cancel licensure exams. We promised to incorporate it into the general examination system of the colleges. That's what we promised. And what we are doing today is fulfilling exactly what we promised to do. Mr. Speaker, NDC never promised to cancel licensure exams.
NDC never promised to cancel licensure exams. This is President Mahama speaking during the campaign. Have a look.
We shall reintroduce automatic posting of teachers. And we shall scrap the teacher licensure exams. We shall reintroduce automatic posting of teachers. And we shall scrap the teacher licensure exams.
I mean, people may laugh at this, but you know, if you like politics, you feel sorry about it. When we do these things, the young people, they lose interest in the politics and they lose interest in the democracy. It's terrible. When we do these things, the young people, they lose interest in the politics. They lose interest in the democracy. Have a look at what I have behind me here. Monday, 12 August. Viewers, have a look at this. Monday, 12 August. John Mahama says, I will cancel the licensure exams. Make it part of final year exam. In fact, the word he used in the video was scrap. Yeah, thank you. I like how they put on the TV. So have a look at this. On your left is Monday, 12 August 2024, during the campaign. we will cancel the teacher licensure exam, make it part of final year exams. Yes. And then you have Mahama Ayariga saying, get ready. You're up ready. You have Mahama Ayariga saying, NDC never promised to cancel teacher licensure exams. How is the majority leader saying that the NDC did not promise to cancel licensure exam when the boss of the NDC boldly and clearly said that licensure exam should be cancelled? What is going on? That's why I like the U-turn they put here. He says, I'll cancel. He says, we didn't say that. So teachers, you will continue to write the licensure exams because we didn't say that we'll cancel it. But you said you'll cancel it. President Mahama said so. He said it. Then he speaks in Parliament and Mr. Speaker, NDC never promised to. I don't know what maybe he just wants it to go into the Hansard so that 100 years from now is a Hansard that, but what President Mahama said on the campaign didn't go into the Hansard, so the Hansard will have something. I'm not sure what the plan is. Okay. Ibrahim Mahama has Diamond Mind. Let's go to the text messages. So let me drink Auza Cocoa. You know, we are tomorrow. There's no fasting, but I still will take my Auza Cocoa. Give me 2 minutes to take my Auza Cocoa whilst Fatih and Anziba bring us 3 text messages each. When we finish, we come on the screen. We are going straight to Daman. After that, from Daman, we fly in the helicopter and we come to the courtroom at the Accra High Court. Kwabena Duboahin, Sremsai, Dominic Ayeni, and Atachia. All those stories coming up. This is Good Evening Ghana and it's live. Fatih, what are people saying? Anziba, what are people saying?
Thank you very much, Paul. Coming from Theophilus Obing, he says, indeed, the resetting is resetting itself. They can continue to massage figures to soothe their books, but the pockets of the ordinary Ghanaian will expose them. Goma Mba says, Mr. Paul, our great-grandfathers have a proverb that says, it's only when you put a dead frog in hot water that you can measure and know the height of the frog. In short, when there are challenges, you will definitely get to know the real problem. You will all truly know the height of this government. Gastiman says, I don't think Asiedu Nketia is the right fit for president. While he's popularly known within the party and known for his humor, leading a whole country requires a broader national appeal, strong policy direction, and executive leadership qualities that go beyond party loyalty. Being influential internally doesn't always translate to the kind of leadership needed at a national level. And lastly, coming from Kofi Ewusi, says, Paul, I like the fire, more fire. Over to you, Fatih.
All right. Thank you, Anziba. So, coming from Master Planner Junior from Kentampo, he says President Nana Addo's infrastructure development and social policies is historic. No president in the history of Ghana can match his achievements in terms of developing human resource and infrastructure development. The data is there to show, from educational sector, agriculture, roads, health, aviation, etc. This is undebatable unless you want to do propaganda. EBL faces Mahama Ayariga will go down as the worst majority leader Ghana has ever had. What a sheer display of lack of integrity, very undeserving. Zach Hugh says, yesterday, I intentionally asked my 18-year-old son, who lives with me in the UK here. He is a boy who likes history but not politics per se. He readily said for Rawlings, Kufuor and Mills, he cannot answer, but for Mahama, he doesn't remember what he did or is doing now. But for Akufo-Addo, straightforward, he mentioned 3 SHS. Ali Obama says, how did we get here as a country? I have never seen a well-managed economy resort to borrowing just to pay salaries. Today, every sector of the economy is struggling, and even greater hardship is likely coming in the months. With the ongoing tensions in Iran and Burkina Faso restricting its traders from exporting tomatoes to foreign markets, the situation may worsen. We must brace ourselves for what lies ahead in the coming months. Time, indeed, is revealing everything. And lastly, coming from Nana Yao, he says, we have youth in this country busily defending such an artificial economy. Nothing is absolutely working in this country. The only thing that's working in this country is the distribution of sanitary pads to SHS girls. See you, Paul.
All right. Oh, viewers, forgive me. It's a big deal, isn't it? I have an announcement to make on Ghana Month. As I told you before, I'm preparing some video documents on successful Ghanaian companies. Let me move to a touch screen and deal with it. I'm preparing a video on successful Ghanaian companies, okay? I'll be broadcasting here on, I pick a company, say Zoom Lion, and I talk about their history. I'll go back to history and pick up Inti Mensa and BMS's company. Yes, I've been reminded to get break. I'll take the break later. Let me finish the engineers and planners story. I'll take the break. And so I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that in Ghana Month. Whilst we're on Ghana Month, let me remind you, our viewers, those of you who are interested, the Market Ghana, in collaboration with My Ghana Town, a major made in Ghana retail outlet in Labone in Accra, presents the Ghana Bar Market from Thursday, 26th March to Saturday, 28th March at the forecourt of the Premier Place, Labone, Accra, adjacent to the Stanbic Labone branch. On display will be well-packaged made in Ghana products. Now, this is happening on Thursday, the 26th of March. That's next week. And Saturday, the 28th of March. I'll get them to come to the studio to talk about it. On display will be various well-packaged made in Ghana products. Visitors can enjoy authentic Ghanaian snacks like banchekaklo, adunle, dakoa, nkati cake, kube cake, alewa, fresh palm wine, and many, many more. The fair will host a fresh produce markets from farm gate to the fairgrounds at very affordable prices. Your weekend shopping starts from Ghana Bar Markets for next week. For further inquiries, please call these numbers: 055 366 8761, 055 366 8761, or 0249 331066, 0249 331066. Ghana Bar Market. Discover Ghana. Experience it all over again. We'll be doing a bit of that as we get into Ghana Month. Okay. To the engineers and planners story. And I'd like to begin with the history of Ibrahim Mahama. Now, what's the story? The president's brother, Ibrahim Mahama, has been announced to be preparing himself to take over a mine which was handled by Australians before. Ibrahim has been working in mining for a very long time. The minority in parliament feel that whatever the agreement is, it has to come before parliament, and I agree with that. Whatever the agreement has to come before parliament. But it's brought a bit of consternation in the system. Even among the NDC, they are divided. Among the NPP, they are divided. I got 2 phone calls today. One guy called me when we put the flyer up that we're going to talk about Ibrahim. And he called me and said, "Hey, boss, you have been saying that you support local companies. Today, we are watching what you say about Ibrahim Mahama. Say he's not your party person. We will see." I didn't say much. Another person called me and said that, "Look, this is state capture. You have to talk about it. This is state capture." When the NDC were in opposition, talk about state capture. This is state capture. You have to talk about it. So 2 different opinions. Now, let me give you a Good Evening Ghana opinion. Let's go to the Kintakitaria thing. Do you have it? Does it come in early in the brief? Okay. Let's see. Is that it? No. Yeah, that is it. So this is, I call it Kintakitaria. Sorry, I mean the Akwaje interchange, you know. Now, the reason why I brought up Akwaje interchange is that, to my knowledge, this was the first construction work Ibrahim did. This was in 1998-99. To my knowledge, and I know a lot about this personally, because when he was digging, I was going there in 1999. When I closed from work, he's there, he's digging, then we all go there, you know, a lot of us, myself, Dan Chotia, MPP boys, you know. Okay. Now, I was going to say something about Ibrahim's background with MPP, but that's not part of this conversation. I'll come to that later on. So this is Kintakitaria. So why do I keep saying that? It's Akwaje, what we used to call Sankara Circle. Those of you who are old like me, what we used to call Sankara Circle. This was Ibrahim's first job. It was a contract given to a company called Razel or something like that. He, as a young man, I don't know how old Ibrahim is. How old today? I'm not sure. This is 99, so it was 20-something, I think, 29 or 30, something like that. Engineers and planners was already in place, and they got the job. So if you look at this excavation, you see this is the road. The excavation here, it was engineers and planners who dug, they excavated for the road construction to be done. This, I believe, is one of their first big jobs, engineers and planners, the company. So this is a company that's coming from that far away. Yeah, there's politics, yes. Ibrahim is political because his brother is president. He may get an advantage because his brother is president. All that is understandable. But in terms of this Daman mine, I am not against, or we should not be against, a Ghanaian, whether his brother is president or not, collecting the mine, so long as the procedures and the processes are kosher. Once the processes are kosher, we should not be worried about it. This is Ibrahim's first job, 1999. We all drive. If you are in Accra, you drive there every day. The Sankara Circle, when you are going in front of GBC, when you are coming from Labadi and you drive under, or you pass on the round, or you climb over, remember, it was Ibrahim Mahama who did the excavation. There's traffic there, all the cars who pass there, some pass under, some pass top, some pass down. It was Rollins time contract. He was the subcontractor for this. So that's the history of the man. Yeah, he may have political advantage. Yeah, he may be this, he may be that. All of us are this and that. It's okay. So this is what Ibrahim did first. Okay. Let's now move back to the story. Let's take me back to the story and let's start. So it was reported in the media that there's a Daman mine that has been, or Ibrahim is preparing to take, and there's conversation about it. Our view of the matter is that we don't find much wrong with it. Engineers and planners has been engaged in infrastructure development and subcontracting in the mining sector for a very long time. In fact, in this particular Daman mine, they have been subcontractors for a long time. Engineers and planners was involved as subcontractor for the construction of the Akwaje interchange, the first interchange in Ghana. That was engineers and planners. They were the subcontractors, and because he's a black man and he's a small boy, he's always subcontractor. Ibrahim has been subcontractor for the longest time, you know, before his brother became president. Now, if you look at the video that is showing with me, that is the Akwaje interchange I was talking about. That's a video that is showing. This is engineers and planners' work. This is Ibrahim Mahama's work, conducted in 1999, way back. That's the work that they did. Okay, let me flip on this one. Let's see what we get. Now, yeah, this is an example of the construction. Is the thing. This is it again here. You can see it. It's the first work that he did. Now, they were involved as Akwaje is the first interchange. So how does the Daman mine story begin? This is Daman mine. In 2002 to 2016, engineers and planners provided mining services at subcontractors, digging an earth movement at the Daman mine. First contract as operator in 2016. So in 2016, between 2002 and 2016, Ibrahim Mahama was a subcontractor for the Daman. I'm not sure how the subcontractor, what they do, but I am guessing that from my little understanding of contract law, I am guessing that subcontractor just means that they are giving a subcontract from the main contractor, that they are not the main contractor. So black boys are not the main contractor. So the battle has always been, when will the black boy be the main contractor? And I was delighted when President Akufo-Addo opened the motorway, when he commissioned the project on the motorway. And the president proudly said that this is one of the most major constructions being done in Ghana. And he, the president Akufo-Addo, was proud to say that this is a Ghanaian contractor who is doing it. Over the last 8 years, Akufo-Addo has produced plenty contractors and has encouraged all of them. I don't want to mention their names because they tell me if I mention their names, people will come to them for money. So they don't want me to mention their names. But the motorway that you see is being done by a Ghanaian local contractor, very powerful. NDC contractor, they said he was, and told Akufo-Addo that don't give the contract to him. Akufo-Addo examined what he could do. He said he's Ghanaian. I'll give it to him. And he went to the motorway and launched it and mentioned their name, that this is a Ghanaian, and he, president, is proud of it, that a Ghanaian is doing this. People say the man is John Mahama's friend, the one doing the motorway. That is John Mahama's friend. They say he's John Mahama's relative. They say he's Mahama Yariga's brother. All that may be true. But I was there when President Akufo-Addo stood his ground, that he's Ghanaian, he will get it. In fact, I remember, it's a personal story, maybe I shouldn't say it, but I'll say it. I was out of the country. And when the work was going on for this contractor to get this job, and we were all told that, Charlie, there's fight. Some country, I don't want to mention the country, some European country people have the contract, and they say that they will do it. They don't want the Ghanaian, but the president is really pushing for the Ghanaian. So come to town, and let's all go and fight for this. This is Ghanaian. And then the president went to commission it. It's a Ghanaian contractor doing the motorway. Ghanaian local black boy contractors are never the boss. They are subcontractors. So Ibrahim has been working here as subcontractor up to 2016. Okay, let's move on. Now in 2022, official inquiry into the mine acquisition by EMP, Goldfields and EMP formally engaged in talks. So in 2023, the engineers and planners people, engineers and planners is not all a black company. It's led by black, but they have some white engineers. I've seen them. They have some white engineers in there, but they are led by black. Ibrahim Mahama is the leader. And there are many important black people at the helm of affairs at engineers and planners. IETV and all these guys are there. So engineers and planners decided that, look, and those who know Ibrahim will tell you that he's always been talking about why is the Obroni always the boss? Why is Obroni always the boss? He's the boss in his country. He's the boss in South Africa. He's the boss in Australia. He's the boss in Ghana too. Then they say, but we don't have money. So we have to find the money. Where does Obroni get the money from? He goes to borrow from a bank. If we have the money, we can borrow from the bank. So after many years of working as subcontractor, engineers and planners decide that, look, now they want to enter the game. John Mahama was not present at the time, but I can bet my bottom dollar. If Akufo-Addo is president and this is a deal that he should support and the deal is clean, Akufo-Addo will push it. It's Ghanaian. It's Ghanaian. There are not many presidents in our country who have been more Ghanaian than Akufo-Addo. It's Ghanaian, you push it. It may be political advantage to some people, but it's Ghanaian. You push it. So engineers and planners engaged that they want to do the mine. Then on 4 September 2023, Goldfields Ghana Limited, through their local people, Abosu Goldfields, issued a demobilization notice to engineers and planners, meaning they informed EMP that they were leaving the site. They were leaving the mine. So the Obroni people said the gold price was not doing that well. So the Obroni people said they are leaving the mine. So they told the subcontractor, Charlie, demobilize, remove your equipment. We won't be here. All right. Then an agreement was signed by Minister Abu Jinapo. It's not an agreement. It was a no objection given to gold engineers and planners to proceed to try and acquire the mine. Goldfields recommended engineers and planners to continue operating the Daman mine after April 18, 2026. So from the no objection of the minister that, well, if Goldfields is leaving and engineers and planners feel themselves powerful or ready and well-equipped to take over, the minister has no objection. Then, in fact, Goldfields themselves recommended that engineers and planners should continue to operate the mine after April 2026. Now, it's all about the gold price. So we have to pray for Ibrahim, because the gold price is good. But if the gold price goes down, he's in trouble. It's not simple. It's not very simple like that. Oh, the gold price is good today, so I mean he can get the mine. But if he doesn't, if the gold price goes down, he's in trouble. And all these white companies, they all fold when the gold price goes down. Give me Ibrahim Mohammed's photograph again. So this is our first exposure of it. We're going to do a detailed work on this Daman mine. We're going to go inside, talk to the people there, talk to Ibrahim himself, talk to all other people, and understand what it is. What is left, though, is that the deal must go to Parliament, and that the Parliament should be happy with it, and I'm sure they'll be happy with it, and then it can proceed. But I think we should salute Ibrahim Mahama. If he's able to achieve this thing, he's the first Obibini to lead a mine, I'm sure, in the whole world. Obibini has not led the mine, never ever before. Obibini, black man. You know when Samuel Eto'o used to play football, when he scores a goal, then he goes to the crowd, he said, I'm black. Look at my skin, I'm black. I love Samuel Eto'o for that. I just love Samuel Eto'o. Great striker, fantastic guy. Ibrahim Sani is the one who introduced me to. Ibrahim Sani, how are you? Good evening. So if Ibrahim Mahama gets this thing, and I believe that he will get it, he will be the first Obibini person to control a mine. Let's pray that the gold prices hold up and that we'll have something good. And 20 years from now, our children will be able to write that in 2026, the first African, Ghanaian, took over the Daman mine. The first African took it over. It was approved by the previous government in terms of his interest was approved by the previous government. Yes, his brother was president. Naturally, if his brother is president and he goes to and say, bro, look, they gave me no objection. So tell your minister that Goldfields people have agreed that I take over the mine. Tell Minister Kofi Boah that I'm coming to see him. It is okay for the president to call Kofi Boah and say, Minister, Ibrahim is coming to see you. He got a no objection. The Goldfields people say that they want to sell it to him. So look at it for him. And then if it's good, let's do it. Minister, he's coming. You say, Ibrahim, go and see the minister. That's okay. I don't think there's any problem with that. I will do that too. So the minority in parliament held a press conference, and their main concern was that whatever the deal is, they want parliament to see it. I'm sure that the lawyers of engineers and planners have no hesitation to present this to parliament. Let us salute Ibrahim Mahama for this. I'll come and deal with NDC matters, no problem. But this one, you know, I have to succumb to my age, often held and expressed view that the commanding heights of our economy should be left in the hands of Ghanaians themselves. Prime Minister Buzia said that the commanding heights of our economy should be in the hands of Ghanaians themselves, the banking sector, the mining. The most important part is the mining. That's why we have lost out. If you read Sam Jones' autobiography, you cry. We have lost out in the mining. It's all gone. Let us begin to claw back. Let us begin to get some for future generations. Ibrahim, we wish you well. May God help you to secure this mine. And when you get it, make it to the benefit of Ghanaian people. It's not NDC mine, no, it's engineers and planners mine. So NDC is inside MPP. I want the day when your director of legal will be MPP, marketing manager is NDC, head of engineering is MPP. That's what I'm looking for. We can unite Ghana in your mind, make a lot of money for the Ghanaian people so that we can take our destiny into our own hands. Congratulations, bro. That's not bad. Let's hope that it works. Okay, that's the end of the Ibrahim story. Kwabena Edukwan is next. Before then, though, as I talk about entrepreneurs, I have to do the Just Pond, please. So get ready after Just Pond break. Kwabena Edukwan is next. And whilst I do that, I talk about entrepreneurs. Is what, 10 minutes to the top of that, 11 o'clock. Another hour, it will be the glorious birthday of Joseph Sian Agyapong, 20th March, 1970. I won't tell you when he was born. Glorious birthday of one of Ghana's serial entrepreneurs, a famous entrepreneur, Joseph Sian Agyapong, who is also the shareholder, local shareholder of Metro TV. Great guy by all standards. What can I say? Happy birthday, Chairman.
Look for the opportunities in your country, what you can do at your time. Try it. Have the ambition that you will succeed by all means. Try it. If you try the first and doesn't succeed, go to the second, you will succeed.
Okay, so happy birthday to Joseph Sian Agyapong. Let me just remind you again of the Ghana month. And as I said before, it's Ghana month 2026, and the Markets Ghana, in collaboration with My Ghana Town, a major made-in-Ghana retail outlet in Lebanon, Accra, presents the Ghana Bar Market from Thursday 26th March to Saturday 28th March at the forecourt of the Premier Place Laboni Accra, adjacent to the Stanbic Bank in Labone. You should do this. You should really be there. 26th, Thursday 26th, and it's ending on Saturday the 28th next week. On display will be various well-packaged made in Ghana products. Visitors can enjoy different kinds of made in Ghana snacks, as I said. And then you can also buy from the farm. The SME Fair will host a fresh produce market from farm gates to fairgrounds at very affordable prices. Your weekend shopping must start from Ghana. But call the number 0249 331066 if you want to participate. 02491066 and if you want to participate. 055 366 8761. All of it at the Ghana town. Ghana Bar Market. Discover Ghana. Experience it all. This is the Ghana Bar Market. You should really be there. And let me conclude again by saying happy birthday to Joseph Sian Japan. Now, the next big story coming. Viewers, you see, okay, they have Serem Sai here, but he didn't conduct the press conferences. Do you know what is happening in the Dubuahi trial? Have you know what's happening? Let me show you the video from Peace FM. Get a gist of it, and then I'll give you the actual data, the details of what the guys in the Peace FM studio were doing. I like to share opinions of other media houses so that it will show that some of the opinions we churn here are not just our views. We are not just being, all the way to the right and stuff like that. It's views that sort of, oh, you don't have Peace FM? The video. Let me take a break. I'll come back. Let me take a break. Sorry, viewers. Let me take the first break. Please, if you are ready, let's take the break and then we'll come back. Let's take the break.
Start your kids' day the right way, filled with confidence to take on any challenge. Pepsodent Kids contains the right amount of fluoride and sugar acid protection to care for their developing gums and teeth. Grab either orange or strawberry so they brush with the sweet flavor they love morning and evening. Pepsodent Kids, giving your children a bright smile for a brighter future. The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a 2-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, City FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Have you attained 45 years and older? Notice blood in your stool, a family history of cancer? Then don't wait to have a colonoscopy. Early detection of cancer and effective treatment save lives.
There are weak points in the development and spread of cancers of the large bowel that we have control over to stop, to reduce the incidence and deaths from these cancers. Achieving this success depends on you and me. We are fully prepared. What about you?
Visit Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center today or call us. Mintuba Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Hey, Unia, new release ni ana. Kaya gum.
Ebitino, what's me new release? Me can no access fita mu hono. Enna Turbotech Garages Limited. Akwafa besiesi amana aye nitia. Obi ase ye car mu no.
Accident car no na. Turbotech Garages Limited. Amana se gina ne naso sa no.
Me se wo. Wo mu akwafa broni fita engineer afira brochira ba. En wo check cars no. Na wo hunu ba bi a fault kro wo. Enne ho spare parts so wo de hyehyɛ. Afena si road. Enso ho charges kakra bi o.
Turbotech Garages Limited.
Wo ye general servicing. Ebi ni engine engine overhauling, engine tuning, oven spraying, general electrical works, air condition installation work, BMU, upholstery, gearbox,
Tabutech Garages Limited.
Apart from sir, car that wotimi ato, and now Toma Wono, was sire importation of cars, and it was spare parts, if Rabutreba, Wokoto Kamawa, and free.
Also, what you calling
Tabutech Garages Limited, our La Paz Malam Road, after Bayard traffic light. Wow. Bibiania for 0206 48 1793 and now 0542 96 1111. Website tabotechghana.com.
Tabutech Garages Limited.
Kaya will be a benyani.
Tabutech Garages Limited.
Your car beauty and the power boosters.
Rush, 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 rush your kids. Rush, 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 2 times a day. Rush a Kel Kids.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky chicky whiter, chicky chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and manis swing, Nesansu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now.
Hey, that's a new.
Improve car.
Yeah.
Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me didn't sasso spray. Mr. Friendly sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
Can he tee up someone in red? And it goes to one.
Do not say!
That's who goes for.
What's
After 5 Champions League, you want to know?
I be the real goat, Chairman.
What's
the real goat? The left magician,
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
Ghana Jollof has no co-equal. The smell alone. Oh my God.
Brother Shift, you two the lie, eh? Now the same stew when they use cook the rice and then they go put them for top.
Chance, you are lying. Ghana Jollof.
Are you busy? Forget everybody, yeah? My guy. Put some respect on the goat. On the goat? The only goat I know lives in Tama. Every year, we dey give to you back. We are talking about BET. I want some Yadiaji face. Except be the goat, huh? My guy, he be the goat.
So
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomo Bitters always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18, nor recommended to pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
We your label today. Me.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Crow Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Crow Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive. And a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April 2026 at the Crow Convention Center in Praeso Hills. Go to www.crowbusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Crow Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you very much. Let's crack the Dubois story right now. And we warned the Attorney General about excessive press conferences that were not the way in which prosecutors work. Prosecutors will usually go to court and make their case. Dominic Ayini, the Attorney General, began his work with excessive press conferences. Now he has stopped, but we are waiting for his next press conference because some of the things happening in the court, well, we have to wait to see. But it looks like what is happening in the court is not bearing out what he said at the press conference. It appears like that. The judge is the ultimate decision maker. We are not the decision makers. The High Court judge is the ultimate decision maker. We understand that in the process, the judge has been changed. Whilst we know that the Chief Justice has the prerogative to do that, no reasons have been assigned to the lawyers as to why the judge was changed. But we do know that the Chief Justice has the prerogative to change judges. So the judge in the Kwabena Dubois case has been changed. His Lordship Justice Nyandu has been replaced with a new judge who heard the case 2 days ago. The last 3 times they were in court was a new judge. But the kind of testimony coming out of the court is serious. Have a look at this conversation on Peace FM and then we'll come and give you the data and the facts. Have a look.
Alright, Edith, Ruby, Opokua, Eduamwa. Na Auntie Edith, Ruby, Opokua, Eduamwa. And then you give us a bit of a santua. One walk with the dance here. Say, Kwabena Adubuahi. Kwabena Adubuahi, your bonus will say, hey, Sika, when we are not there, one of 5 questions. Attorney General Ben on press conference. Say, and maybe Bob man and yes, hey, Attorney General. Say, we would now hear Okunini Womrem, a ban lawyer penny pow. Now, Emram ya young qua Emram school you be enemy say. Say, there's a boy Dominic. Say, Dominic, why you A, B, C, D? Ye no one said the court. Near Quack could do a sem. Now, quote, not just as someone wanted to Dominic, you see, or did for and now did them. Nanso, Nancy, Assembly Attorney General press conference. wa be chirem ene we say na we say yes 49.1 million Ghana cedis hrabasa ayira every national coffers ye ha you national security fusika ene fa hin kosi he odansini ba ko ani din de edit Ruby Opoku aduamoa ene okodi adanse a ono in charge of finance o say ye minim sika bi ye 49.1 million ayira ene say na yemo na mo no say o honti aminintro ade aminim no menka mintimi nka ne ono aye attorney general second prosecution witness attorney general na witness second prosecution witness ababejo say ono edit Ruby Opoku aduamoa yen kan kire no to ogina Accra High Court esi ni pan say she has no record say 49.1 million Ghana cedis aya at the free national security for adosu this answer na ya kan de ene Castro num menam na metete metete menam na metete obeti pe eti ya basira Ghana mperifo hwe enipa ni onyam atise nkosua etofo masebe na ase ya nesa se asamba mumma court ne mra no anya adwuma na yenya se yedika crucify no public court se nipa na sam wom se na sam nim ni aka no nwonra abranti kwabena adubu ahi se de asi ahoro ne pa
ye beye nhwehwem bewie ne wonifo a na nani onyam besi de siesie
ide mi twu kra ne siesie
no man be kure
ba se mu de me kwa me bo na emi de se ye kan ho asem say your best attorney general senka beya press conference about cases no ka ontwa so
ahunhia
na oma court ni nya adwuma
wan Ghana se de adwenkyere ni say ahunhia kwa yen hwehwemu wuwia won krata o document wodi akwa akoma court na wo afetiri ho no tietietia
na Miss Edith Ruby Opoku aduamoan or serve as head of finance within the National Security Bureau it wonye say bia obi a wotakwa nche bi agigi susu bi o wonye ni paatoa our national security ho na wono no serve as second witness what can you pay say 49.1 million Ghana cedi bianwa.
Oh, why do I have this behind? Please, can you change it very quickly? It was disturb the video. Yes, thank you. So you heard that. So what happened in court was that the lady said to the court, and I'm going to show you the text, that, you know, the Attorney General's case was formulated on some 49 million that is missing, or some 49 million that has been stolen by Kwabena Dubois. They had their exchange rate and translated the 49 million to be $7 million. They said that Kwabena introduced an account together with his wife called BNC Private Account. Listen to Dominic Aini speaking to Ghanaians months ago in 2025. Listen to Dominic Aini.
The transfer from the National BNC's account brought the total transfers that he made to his private BNC to 49 million Ghana cedis. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was exactly the Ghana cedi equivalent of 7 million United States of American dollars. The transfer from the National BNC's account brought the total transfers that he made to his private BNC to 49 million Ghana cedis. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was exactly the Ghana cedi equivalent of 7 million United States of American dollars. The transfer from the National BNC's account brought the total transfers that he made to his private BNC to 49 million Ghana cedis. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was exactly the Ghana cedi equivalent of 7 million United States of American dollars.
Did you hear that? An attorney general going to court to prosecute a case. He comes to do a press conference and pronounces the accused person guilty to the general public in pursuit of oral. Their oral, the so-called oral. In pursuit of oral, the learned attorney general comes to does something that has never happened in the history of the Fourth Republic. And we've said it here many, many, many times. The first attorney general of the Fourth Republic is probably Anthony Forson, or is it Tando? Maybe it's Tando. And then Anthony Forsen, and then Nobeda Samoa, and then Nana Akufo-Addo, Papa Usman Kuma, Ayikwe Otu, Joe Garte, Marietta Brew, isn't it? Yeah, it is indeed. No, Betty Mould Idrisu. And then you had Martin Amidu. And then you had who else? Somebody came, and then you had at MPV coming, isn't it? Gloria Kufu, Godfrey Dame. No Attorney General, none of them, not even the revolutionary Obeda Samoa, will hold a press conference and pronounce an accused person guilty. And I've said it before, when we were covering Quality Grain in 2001, 2002, Nana Akufo-Addo was the Attorney General. He was prosecuting the case. Together with the Director of Public Prosecutions, he died. May he rest in peace. His name is Safo Sampong. And they will not even grant interviews after court. Akufo-Addo thought that it was unethical to grant interviews after court when you are prosecuting, not with Dominic Ayini. As for him, oh, the picture is not yet. Sorry, viewers. As for Dominic Ayini, he comes to the market and pronounces people guilty in the ears of the general public. Do you know what has happened to Dominic Ayini? As a lawyer who is a seasoned lawyer like him, who has been teaching law for many years, he was listening to a journalist. How can a journalist, I mean, we journalists, we are whistleblowers. The work of a journalist is essentially whistleblowing. The whistle that we blow, some of it may be correct, some may not be correct. Eventually, those that are correct, the state benefits. So journalists are whistleblowers. Journalists don't take a tooth comb and go through a process to determine what is actionable and what is not actionable. When we are doing our stories, we don't check whether this is a violation of Act 29 or that the procedures have been violated. That's not our call. Our call is to throw the light on whatever is happening, to point people to something may be happening here so that authorities can act. But if you are a prosecutor, an important one like the Attorney General, and your ears are given to a journalist to tell you the case you are making, then you will be holding press conferences like that and be talking about things that are not even actionable. They were talking about Edubwai has cars, Edubwai has houses. That has not even come up in the courts. It's not part of the court work. That is how we journalists are. We are whistleblowers. We are not prosecutors. We can't help you to prosecute. We can just blow the whistle so that you, the Attorney General, you can look into the matter and come back and tell us something. That is why Dom Levo said that the oral, most of the things that came is garbage. That's why Dom Levo said that. He said it's garbage. Because that is our work as journalists. We are blowing the whistle. So Dominic Ayini may have ceded his office to a journalist to tell him what to do. And that is why we are having what we are having. Listen to Joy FM's report of the matter that happened in court. Fresh allegations, fresh revelations, it says, emerged in court today during the cross-examination of the prosecution's second witness and head of the finance at the National Signals Bureau, Ruby Edith Edumwa, as the trial involving Kwabena Edubwai and others continued. Now, you have to understand, viewers, that the said Ruby Edumwa is a director of finance at the National Signals Bureau. She is a witness for the prosecution. The prosecution have brought her to court so that hopefully she will make their case for them, or she will support the case that they are making. The case they are making is that Kwabena Edubwai, together with his wife, siphoned 49 million Ghana cedis that belongs to the state, and that's why they are being prosecuted. Here is their prosecution witness who is coming to tell us how Kwabena Edubwai siphoned 49 million together with his wife. Listen to what she says. This is what she says. The witness told the court that in her capacity as the head of finance within the national security setup, she is not aware of any theft or missing 49.1 million. The witness, the director of finance, under whose auspices all the financial transactions go, she is saying to the court, as a prosecution witness, that's me, I'm not aware that any money has been stolen. Let's go on. She further stated that she has not reported any such financial loss to her superiors, the Attorney General, Iyoko, and Auditor General, or the police. According to her, it would have been her responsibility to flag any such irregularity if it had occurred. She also indicated that there has been no complaint management query or adverse findings from the national security establishment regarding any missing 49.1 million. Her testimony adds a new dimension to earlier proceedings where she disclosed that Edu Boahen was compelled by financial constraints within the national security apparatus to arrange and pre-finance payment to suppliers. Under cross-examination by Defense Counsel Samuel Atachian, she explained that the institution was at one point left with a balance of just 11,000 cedis, prompting measures to address obligations with Ability Computers and Software Industries Limited of Israel. Edu Boahen, who is standing trial alongside his wife Angela Eje Boateng, faces multiple charges including causing financial loss to the state, money laundering, and stealing in connection with an alleged 49.1 million cybersecurity contract scandal. Speaking to the media after the proceedings, Defense Counsel Samuel Atachian maintained that the prosecution's witness is being factual and that nothing can change the evidence presented. So far, so very good. The prosecution's witness is just being factual, and there's no way you can improve upon the facts that are before the court. There's nothing we have put across that is not from the prosecution itself. If your adversary is admitting your facts, then the conclusion is yours, he said. The developments in court appear to contrast with earlier claims by the Attorney General Dominic Ayini, who alleged that Edu Boahen transferred 49.1 million from a Bureau of National Communications account into a private company account linked to himself and his wife. However, previous court proceedings reveal that the funds in question were disbursed through checks signed by the National Security Coordinator and drawn from the coordinator's account NSC at Fidelity Bank for special operations. The defense argues that this undermines claims that the accused acted unilaterally. The case has been adjourned to the 9th of April as cross-examination continues. That's the Joy FM reports, which says that what is coming out is showing a clear contradiction between the facts that have been delivered to the court and the press conference that was run by Dominic Ayini, the Attorney General. I am waiting for Dominic Ayini to call another press conference. I understand that Felix Kwasi Fosu is with the president around the country. I'm sure that when he's back, he will call Dominic Ayini to hold another press conference so that media can ask him these questions. That, Mr. Attorney General, you said the guy has stolen. Your witness in court said the guy has not stolen and that she is not aware of any thefts. But you said the guy has stolen. I won't say much. We'll come back to the Edu Boahen matter on Tuesday. Let me go to the social media. So let's hear from them. And then we'll have our interview with Baraka de Salah. Don't sleep. Tomorrow is holiday. We are enjoying Salah. Don't sleep yet. We'll come back with the Salah interview. Let me go to the social media editors. Fatih, what are people saying?
All right. Thank you, Paul. So coming from Ebenezer, it says, if it's wrong for Brian Champon to purchase the State Hotel because he's an NPP member, then it's also wrong for President's brother to acquire the mine. This is state capture as they refer Brian to Champon's acquisition of the state hotels as state capture. If the President Mahama and his brother had teamed up to bring Chairman Wontumi, his brother had to bring Chairman Wontumi down, all his properties, including his boxer pants, had seized. All his bank accounts, including mobile money accounts, 3 of his radio stations had been closed without any reason. Go ahead and promote this on Holy State Capture. Samuel Bache says, imagine Nana Akufo-Addo is still the president and his brother has won this contract of Daman Mines. What will these babies with big sharp teeth say? The kind of hypocrisy must stop. Now, the so-called Ejapadia book must be discussed and look for the author of that particular book. Augustine says, owning a mining company is not the problem. The issue is if all what Mr. Ibrahim is doing now was done by any relative of Nana Addo or any big man in NPP, what would they have said? They call Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta thief today because he served as a finance minister under Nana Addo. Ken was Ken under Rawlings, under Kufuor, under Mills, under Mahama, one before Nana Addo. Lastly, coming from Syed Countryman, who says, after investing so much in the Daman mine, the John Mahama government refused to grant a lease extension to the former owners of the mine. It was all playing out. Today, former staff of Ibrahim Mahama are leading critical sectors of public companies in the mining sector. The state capture didn't start today. When power changes, a lot of people will run away. Ansaba.
Government with first-class World Economic Indices is now borrowing to pay its own public sector. I wonder what will happen when government starts full-scale implementation of the flagship 1 that's the 24-hour economic policy. Master Planner Junior Commission process granted President Mahama said he will not cancel licensing exams. How about the automatic fixing of teacher training? Today too, batches of teacher trainees have completed. They did their national service and wrote their licensure exams, but they have not been posted. Let's give some time. Yalfebri says, why wouldn't President Mahama accept to labor unions that people are involved in Galamsey when national executive members of the NDC, MPs, DCs, constituency executives and members associated with the government are being accused of engaging in Galamsey activities and they have not been arrested and prosecuted.
All right, so from Pepsodent LPMs, Pepsodent Cavity Fighter toothpaste, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth. This prevents cavities, keeps your teeth strong and mouth healthy. Pepsodent Cavity comes in 175 grams, that's the big family pack, and they have the 120 gram Ejakwa pack, 65, and the 12 gram sachets, so you can always get what you can afford at any time. Don't just use toothpaste that brush your teeth, use Pepsodent that protects your teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. So you can call toll-free 0800-161-000. I repeat 0800-161-000 to talk to a dentist free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call our customer care center on toll-free 0800-2000-30. Pepsodent, every small matters. Anziba.
GEXIM at 10 conference. The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. The bank is hosting an international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting GEXIM for the Next Frontier, from the 25th to 26th of March 2026 at the Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel, Accra, at 8 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. The conference will bring together captains of industry, thought leaders and decision makers in the global government finance ecosystem to deliberate on emerging issues in the development of the finance space. You can call 020-854-1480. 020-854-1480 for enquiries. You can also visit www.eximbankghana.com/conference to register. www.eximbankghana.com/conference to register. The conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of Ghana Exim Bank. Media partners include The Daily Graphic, Media General, City FM, Radio Gold, Channel 1 TV, Multimedia Group, and Metro TV. Knowledge partners are the IFC and SME Finance Forum. Thank you very much. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, viewers. Tomorrow is Baraka de Sala. I have two important guests here with me. I have Audu Bashiru and ASP Asong Ayirakwa. He's the Assistant District Commander at NEMA, and we are delighted to have you, gentlemen, both here. And good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Zongo Youth for Discipline is a group of individuals who have come together to help crack down the indiscipline among school-going youth during school hours. ASP Araka, the Assistant District Commander, is the patron of the group and leads a group of dedicated volunteers to address these vices. We are taking the advantage of Salah to talk about this one before we come to the spiritual significance of Ramadan. Maybe we start with that. Officer, let's talk about the discipline action that you are taking. Is it being successful? Are you drawing them away from the streets?
Yes, so it's not an event, and it's a process. So we have done a lot of engagements so far within the community, and the feedback we are having so far, we can see that there is some kind of impact. We are hoping that going forward, maybe some few months to come, the kind of message we are sending out there will be fruitful, will yield, definitely.
Alaji, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think to add to what Commander has said already, I mean, we are making very significant strides as far as this course is concerned. I mean, we have been collaborating with the schools where we pick information about some vices that students are involved in. So once we pick on those information, we try to address them through the school authorities. I mean, there are certain hotspot areas where students do converge sometimes, so we pursue them at the hotspot areas. We have a group of dedicated volunteers who are stationed at the hotspot areas, so they pick on those students and make sure that they go to school. They sit there under the guise of going to eat in the morning. If you are familiar with where the former president's residence is heading towards Osu, there is a popular hotspot area called the Kanda Mobile Hotspot where the students do meet sometimes. So once we got information of where they are gathered, I mean, we try to pursue them there and make sure they go to school. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Let's talk about, congratulations though for completing the Ramadan. Was it a good one, officer?
Well, I'm not a Muslim, but I'm serving the community.
Yeah.
I would say that within the period, security-wisely, we've not had any incidents that is out of order. The main event we had was the by-election, but then it went smooth. So generally, I would say that yes, things have been very orderly when it comes to issues of crime and all that. We've not encountered anything. It's just usual crime issues that we register at the station. Apart from this, nothing out of the order.
What is the spiritual significance of Ramadan in Islam?
I mean, I think Ramadan is very important in the sense that, like the Quran says, this is not my locus anyway, so I don't like to speak about it, but I mean, I'm a Muslim, so I somehow have to speak about it. So the Quran says, he calls on Muslims that you have been obliged to perform the fast. And the essence of fasting is to attain the fear of Allah. So in essence, that is the reason why you fast, to attain the fear of Allah. So hopefully out of that, I mean, you become a better person and you live a more responsible life. So those are the rewards or those are the benefits that you hope to take after going through the period of Ramadan. So we hope that after going through the 30 days of fast, we benefit from these important months of Ramadan.
Okay, let's talk about has Imam got a mic? Yeah, let's talk about how does Ramadan build one's faith? Yes, Imam, tell us. So the mic is off. Sorry, the mic is off. So they can't hear him. They'll repair the mic and they hear him. Let me come to you though, officer. So is there peace in Lima right now?
Yes, I comparatively, before, everybody used to know. In fact, myself, before I was posted to Nima, I had some kind of perception about the community. Other people are very good. They are very good. If you understand them and you know how to interact with them, they have all the support for you. So after I interacted with a few stakeholders within the community, they advised me on the way I should approach the people, their way of understanding things and all that. I researched into it before eventually I went into the community. I don't usually sit in the office. I walk through the community with my men and the volunteers who have also come out like him. We have about a manpower of about 49 volunteers. So we sectorize the community. So once in a while, I go with this party, the other time I'm going with the other one too. And I am well known in the community. So when there is any issue and I call or they call me, the responses are always smooth. We have this mutual way of doing things. This whole idea came from what we call the community policing concept, where you must make yourself part of the people and understand their security problems. That is the way you approach them. The moment you involve the community in defining their security problems, then allowing them to be part of the problem solving, that way, I think the approach is very rich. And so far, we have achieved a lot.
Let me come to Imam now. His mic is ready now. Imam, how does Ramadan strengthen one's faith?
In reality, like I said earlier, Allah said in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminded us in the Quran that He has prescribed fasting for us, like He prescribed for those who came before us, so that we may attain piety, that is God consciousness. So that is the main purpose of fasting. And this God consciousness goes beyond just the spiritual aspects. It's a moment, Ramadan is a moment of sober reflection about your personal life, self-discipline, self-control. So things that you normally do outside Ramadan, in Ramadan you cannot do. You are able to control yourself. This is just a school. Ramadan itself is a training ground for us to prepare Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for us to prepare us for the next year, inshallah.
It's past 11 and people want to go to bed so that we can enjoy Ramadan today, and our officer has to also go to bed to keep peace. Can you pray for us, Imam, as we end the program?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم زينا بزينة القرآن وأكرمنا بكرامة القرآن وعلبسنا بخلأة القرآن وشفعنا بشفاعة القرآن وشرفنا بشرافة القرآن اللهم اجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونور صدورنا اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا ورزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار واجعله لنا حجة يا رب العالمين اللهم إنا نسألك الخير في غانا ونسألك الخير ما فيها ونعوذ بك من شرها وشر ما بعد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد خاتم النبيين وإمام المرسلين سبحان ربنا رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, officer. I like to shake hands with policemen. Yes. But thank you. And tomorrow, let's all gather. And Nima will be happening. Independence Square will be. I believe the president will be at the Independence Square. Probably he's doing it outside Accra, but back at the Salah. And we congratulate all our Muslim brothers and sisters for such a successful Ramadan. That's it for Good Evening Ghana tonight. We'll be back next week. Have a good holiday. Good night. Good night.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?